EPI is manageable. Use the symptom check. EPI.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at high school, she knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why she partners with Granger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy.
The way he did, take some shot, but to see him tonight use his legs the way he did, take some shots while he was running, make a critical throw to BT down the sideline to put us in a position, made a huge throw to Diami on the left sideline to again put us inside, I think, the 10-yard line. So, that's it's a goofy finish, but what a tough moment for him to be able to say, like, he wasn't going to lose. And that's kind of really what it comes down to. He wasn't going to lose, and he made an unbelievable individual effort that hopefully can continue to springboard us. What a tough finish, but it's a goofy finish, but it's a goofy finish.
Your mic is going over the computer right now, so they can hear your mic over the computer right now on YouTube.
Well, that sucks. You know, Dusty, let me just tell you lost to this guy. Yeah. That guy right there just coached his team to a victory over Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I can't remember the last time I've actually been like legitimately pissed in a game, right? The Super Bowl, I wasn't pissed. I was resigned to the fact that we got our asses kicked, got motorboated in that game, and there's nothing we could have done about that one. But last night's game was the ultimate, I think, when you look at it. Like, come on, man. Like, 13 penalties in that game. Harry Butker with a kick out of bounds. Chris Jones standing around scratching his ass. And, the team ends up blowing a 14-0 lead and loses a game that we talked about the opportunity yesterday for them, and they blew the opportunity. They just blew it yesterday. And for the first time in probably after a game, pretty pissed off, to be honest with you. Pretty pissed off the way that game went down last night.
Yeah, it was the way I would describe that was a cheap job.
Yeah.
That was you ate your meal way too fast, and then you threw up everywhere. I thought I'd seen it all from Twitter, from fans that were down bad after a bad loss,
Terrible loss last night. That's an unacceptable loss last night.
There will be no sugarcoating when it comes to the day of at least this show, and I know Alex.
Oh, he's down bad. He even texted me the text line. He's so down bad, right?
He texted me last night. Good night. Pathetic loss. Butker's a disgrace. I said, where the hell did this come from? It's 10:30. You know my ass is in bed.
Yeah, 10:30. I mean, that was well after the game ended last night, Alex.
But here's your guys' people text line. I try to be the people's champ here for you all. This is from your people text line. It's over.
Oh, what?
The season. It's officially over. We are now worse than the Raiders. Maybe we can package Mahomes into a multi-number one pick trade, since we will be picking in the top 10 in next year's draft with only 6-7 wins this year.
Oh, 6-7 wins. I like that. So are we joking when we say 6-7 wins?
Yeah.
Is that a joke text, or is that the way that somebody down bad their feelings are this morning?
They want to trade Mahomes for multi-number one picks.
That's right.
And then they want to pick in the top 10. The team will be absolute ass.
Right.
We're going to give you a pretty much a look at what this team can do, because I'll tell you right now, they got 3 losses left in their
That's
schedule.
about it. If you're
That's
going
all
to
they
make the
can have.
playoffs, yeah.
And this is going to start looking really familiar to that Royals season that we went through this entire season, where there were games they should have won that they didn't, and at the end of the season, they're out live. They have to win it, towards the end. Another one. These people apparently know who we are. I'm sure you guys will come up with a way to deflect Mahomes losing the game for Kansas City because you're all still living in the past.
Yeah.
No, I'm living in the future.
Mahomes
That's
did not
a Bruce
lose
Springsteen
that
song,
game.
by the way.
Mahomes did not lose that game for Kansas City. I'm going to credit that linebacker Lloyd, who's been a beast all season long, and God love that kid. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option, so he's playing for a contract this year. I think he's probably earned one. Go back and watch that play where Patrick Mahomes got intercepted. I thought Patrick Mahomes was really good last night. I thought the play, the actual play was good. The ancillary stuff is what we're going to talk about, and that's the stuff that pisses you off. 13 effing penalties in a game last night, a kickoff that goes out of bounds, number 95 standing around watching as the quarterback's lying on the ground, making no attempt to go get him. Very bad game for Chris Jones. Getting very frustrated with him right now. Aaron Donald doesn't do that kind of stuff. What we saw last night was a very, very, very bad type of performance from the mental side of things, too. And a lot of that, you got to go back and say, were you prepared for this game? Because it sure didn't look like it with all of the penalties that were committed by this team last night. Like, I mean, you're talking about trading Patrick Mahomes. Somebody on the text line is, because who are you going to get right now in the top 10 that's better than top Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, Arch Manning, he's done great this year. So yeah, trade Patrick Mahomes. But last night terrible. There's just no other way to describe it. It was a golden opportunity to take advantage of everybody else losing. And you're right, Dusty. It's like the Royals. Everybody else lost, and so did you. And you didn't capitalize on that opportunity, and you didn't take advantage of what was right there in front of you last night. It's a blown chance, and really the first time we've seen this in the Mahomes.
And the other side of the coin is that you have to give credit to the Jaguars. They took advantage of the mistakes that you made as a Chiefs team because you intercept that ball with 5:55 left in the first half, the game is over. Yeah. In my opinion, the game is over. Even if you go down and get 3, it's 17-0. The vibes are still up. You have a shutout in the first half. You have the ball back in the second half, and even if you get 3 points on your first possession at halftime, the score is 20-0. But Jacksonville gets credit because they did not fear the Chiefs, and that is a narrative that is now officially open and out. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has the fear of the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. Proof was last night. We saw Trevor Lawrence stick it out. We saw Trevor Lawrence stick it to the Chiefs. We saw a rookie head coach in Liam Cohen not shattered or buckled out and do nothing like that. I stuck with it. Full credit to the Jaguars.
Absolutely.
There are no excuses there for the Chiefs. They lost that game. They were worse in the second half. They pouted. They cried. They bitched and moaned. Their big defensive tackle that some people will defend and some people will not quit on that last play. He did. Literally, there is video proof, right, of him walking around, especially while their quarterback is in the fetal position on the ground, and Chris Jones is just lollygagging. You have the word my dad used to always use. Lollygag on that last play. Your kicker that's been there for the entire run of this dynasty kicked the ball out of bounds and gave Jacksonville a very, very short field with a 40-yard line start.
It's hard for your defense, too, when your kicker's kicking it out of bounds like that. And I hate to steal the line, and I was thinking about this when I went and grabbed this coffee this morning because it's been a quick turnaround for us, and so maybe we're riding a little on fumes and other stuff at this point in time. But, I'm done with Butker. This guy has been a major player in all 3 losses for the Kansas City Chiefs this year. He is no longer a special kicker, Dusty. We were texting last night, out of the garage after that one. And I said, look, he's nothing special anymore. Everybody has a kicker that can nail a 60-yarder, right? Like hitting a 60-yard field goal is commonplace in the NFL at this point in time. Harrison Butker has been involved in all 3 losses this year for the Kansas City Chiefs. A kicker. And I know he's won a lot of games for this organization. But you know what happens? Guys get old. They lose their fastball. Harrison Butker right now is that closer who was great for 3 years. You bet on him in year 4, and my God, he can't find the plate right now. That's Harrison Butker right now. I am tired of watching a kicker go out there and screw things up. Again, he's done great things for this community. He's done great things for this football team. He ain't doing it now. And Jack Cochran, did they let him back from Jacksonville, or did they just cut him in the locker room after the game? Because I'm not saying to be the New York Jets, but Aaron Glenn has cut 2 players in 5 weeks already because they messed up and had bad plays on special teams. That Jack Cochran, man, 2 penalties? 2 holding penalties that took back big returns? Come on, dude, you can't be doing that. I would support the Chiefs cutting that guy today.
Yeah, somebody says number 43 needs to be cut. And look, I think this is one of those things where I don't know if this is the loss that, kind of, makes them change their output on the season, because that was a loss that at the end of the day, you look in the mirror and it's self-inflicted.
100%.
You dropped the interception at the end of the first half.
And that at that time, too, Dusty, sorry to interrupt, they had just gone on a 97-yard drive and took a 14-0 lead at that point. That interception would have broken the back of Jacksonville.
It's over. I mean, literally, I said they get in the end zone. I truly believe that it's over. We get a lot of text saying that Chris Jones has deleted his Twitter account.
Really?
He's gone off the grid.
I mean, that's childish. Let's just call it. You're an adult. You're deleting your Twitter account in 2025? Hell, I deleted Facebook in 2020. Well, yeah, only but that's childish, man. Deleting your Twitter account after a loss.
And then the interception, that was the pick six, the 99-yard pick interception for a touchdown. That was interception. That was when I saw that, and that kind of gave me the vibe of the playoff game when, Mariota throws the ball, Terrell Reeves' head, he catches it himself and scored a touchdown. Andrew Luck also scored a touchdown. And I think the one thing that, if we're going to be honest here, this team, when they face adversity, are their own worst enemy.
No doubt.
And you've seen it on every level of sports, whether you have kids in sports, you have whatever. You might have a kid that's a really good athlete, but when they get in their own head, it's over. Whether your kid is a pitcher in baseball, or whether your kid is a basketball player or a football player, and they're a good athlete, they are. And then all of a sudden, it's because they're mentally they're checked out, and that's what this team does. We've seen it with Kelsey before on the sideline. We've seen it with Chris Jones before, and that team last night got angry at themselves. I mean, they literally were leading in every single sort of stat category there was. They led in turnovers. They led in time of possession. They led in first downs. They led in all of this stuff. And, I mean, I can go through it.
Now, they also led penalties, too. For 4 for Jacksonville.
Their penalty yard looked like a wide receiver stat line. 13 for 109 on penalties.
You take that for a wide receiver anything.
100%, yeah. So you look at time of possession. The Chiefs had the ball for 32 minutes. Jacksonville had it for 28. Fumbles lost. Jacksonville 1. Chiefs none. Punt average. Chiefs punted more. Interceptions thrown is a tie. They had 3 sacks. Jacksonville had 0. Chiefs had 476 total yards. Jacksonville had 319. Chiefs had 318 passing yards. Jacksonville had 210. The Chiefs can't run the ball. Ran the ball for 158 yards. Jacksonville, whose number one threat in the running game, ran for 109. 50 of those were Trevor Lawrence, basically. The Chiefs never went for it on fourth down. Another topic that you could have. Jacksonville 0 for 1. Third down efficiency. They tied 5 of 9. Chiefs first down 26 to Jacksonville's 21. At the end of the day, the reason they lost this game was because of bonehead mistakes like kicking it out of bounds and having 13 penalties for 109 yards.
And watch Lloyd on that play. He disguised that brilliantly. That was a brilliant move by him. And, I know people are mad. We always want to blame our guys. But as Dick Vermeil told me, and I was thinking about this today, there are 11 other guys that are paid to kick your ass. They're paid professionals. They kicked our ass. And the one thing that we've never really had to talk about with this team is how you handle losing and how you handle adversity. They've never had to deal with that stuff, right? And when they do have to deal with that stuff, they're not the best. We'll see what happens. This could be the Tennessee game from this first Super Bowl run. This could be the Raider game from Christmas Day where you suffer this loss. I don't know why I'm doing Mel Kiper again. But, those are the past where they've rallied around and said, all right, enough is enough. And we may have gotten that one last night because you've nailed it all morning long in the first 12 minutes. The Chiefs did not get beat by Jacksonville. The Chiefs got beat by the Chiefs last night, and Jacksonville took advantage of it.
Coming up on the other side, I'll give an analogy to what that loss felt like. Plus, there's no time to dwell in this loss. It is a quick turnaround because those Detroit Lions are coming right around the corner in Arrowhead, and it should be interesting to see where this team goes in the next 4 days. We'll discuss more of that, plus we'll check into the library at 6:30 here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Isaiah Pacheco, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you.
Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
They got the stuff you like it, and that cool weather's moving in, that hot weather's moving out. The hot struggling with erectile dysfunction, just remember that ED is nothing more than a medical condition. Studies show that around 50% of men over the age of 50 have some form of the condition, and young men can be affected by ED as well. But what you may not know is that ED stems from a variety of causes, and these often call for different treatment strategies. And that's what Heartland Men's Health does. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pill paper fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health successfully treated men in the Kansas City area. So, ED has been affecting your intimacy, schedule.
Apparently still on your mic.
Your initial visit is $99. It includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider and a PTSD test. And if medically advised, a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations in Jersey, Overland Park, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, East Springs, Summit, and in North Kansas City. So call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
BetMGM is inviting you to charge the field this pro football season.
All without having to sweat. Log into your account to get a Pro Football No Sweat token. Apply the token to your next Pro Football bet. If you lose with the token attached, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. That's right. With a No Sweat token, you get your stake back in bonus bets if you don't win. There's nothing like a fresh set of downs. And that's just what BetMGM is offering if you don't win with a No Sweat token. Find your favorite matchup and be part of the action. Make this pro football season one for the ages. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the take care of my family goal. This is the enjoy the life I've built goal. This is the set up a foundation goal. This is Busey, where your goals become lasting legacies. Through bespoke plans that maximize your wealth, through partnerships that give you peace of mind. Because building wealth, tending to it, and passing it down secures a brighter future. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Take advantage of the nice fall weather and schedule your consultation with the outdoor living specialists at Powell Exteriors KC so you can enjoy the weather in style and comfort. Imagine watching football on your new deck, protected from the elements, and you'll have the confidence of Powell Exterior KC's 10-year workmanship warranty, easy financing, and pay no interest until 2027. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com today and experience the power of KC's exterior experts.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric on the Missouri side. 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is 12 minutes. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Little stat for you. Andy Reid's 18 losses, playoffs included, in games his team led by 14 or more points are the most for any coach in NFL history.
Well, he has coached 35 years in the NFL.
Next highest is 12 with Chuck Knox, Don Shula, and Dan Reeves.
Oh, God, a lot of good ones. They're all I think that, well, I don't know if Chuck Knox is a Hall of Famer. Dan Reeves should be in the Hall of Fame if he's not in the Hall of Fame. And then who was the third one you said there? Chuck Knox, Dan Reeves, and Don Shula, obviously in the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, bad loss, self-inflicted loss. Yep. And credit to the Jags, who did not run away with their tail between their legs. They stuck it out. They knew they were still alive. Chiefs gave many opportunities. So a full day of just dissecting this loss, and I think where I went towards the end of the night before the eyelids were shut was, this felt like deja vu of the Cincinnati AFC Championship loss.
I got a friend that texted me the exact same thing, so you're not alone on that one.
And I think some people got the comparison mixed up, because the reason why I say that is because a lot of people kind of went back to the Raiders loss on Christmas Day. You were never in that game.
No, that game was
a trash pit from the start.
Right.
The Cincinnati game and that game last night were very similar because Mahomes was on a different level of anybody on the field.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs were leading. The Chiefs were in control. And then one thing didn't go their way. And in that Cincinnati game, it was that play at the end of the half that Tyreek didn't get in the end zone. And then the rest was obviously there in the proof in the pudding that it just kind of just fell apart. And in that game last night, when they didn't get the interception, Jacksonville scored to make it 14-7. You go to halftime, 14-7. You get the ball back. You don't score. It's 14-14. And then it's just who's going to have the ball last.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for the Chiefs last night, the Jaguars had the ball last. They went down and scored. Trevor Lawrence didn't give up. That team fought. They're now 4-1. The Chiefs are now 2-3. And you've got a whole uphill battle to go if you want to be a playoff team. Not an AFC West division winner. Nothing like that, because last night in cold cut form, that was a wasted opportunity. And in my opinion, you only have to be able to afford 3 losses the rest of your schedule. And oh, by the way, your next 4 games are Detroit, the Raiders, the Commanders, and the Bills.
Yeah, and it's time to turn this thing on, and it's time to get healthy right now. I will say there is one good thing, Dusty, coming from this loss. The Chiefs did score 28 points yesterday, so you know what that means. You're going to get 28 cents off per gallon of gas at Hy-Vee when you spend $28 or more on groceries today. So get into Hy-Vee. I know they lost. It stinks, but you're going to save 28 cents per gallon, and that's a big way to get your day started right now. So get on into Hy-Vee, spend $28 on groceries. You'll get 28 cents per gallon off of gas. You do the math. It's like a $6 savings if you do 20 gallons of gas right there. So get in on the Hy-Vee today and take advantage of the amount of points that the Chiefs put up last night. But I think when you start to look, Dusty, at this big picture, you are right. It gets tough, but it is a quick turnaround now. Detroit's not feeling sorry for you because Detroit got bad news yesterday. And I don't know how many people were truly following what was going on in the rest of the NFL yesterday as we were all getting geeked up and geared up for this game. But cornerback Terrion Arnold is now out indefinitely, and cornerback DJ Reed is out indefinitely as well. And so you look at, it's not who you play, It's when you play them. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, the Detroit Lions have, two of their biggest players injured. It should be a cakewalk. But, Dusty, that's something you need to take advantage of if you are the Chiefs right now. The two best defensive backs for the Detroit Lions are not playing in this game on Sunday night. That should be a mismatch waiting to be exploited, waiting to be exposed, waiting to be taken advantage of on Sunday night. And so while we're going to be licking our wounds most of the day for this, they're already at the Arrowhead practice facility getting ready for this game. Hopefully they're auditioning kickers and they're auditioning somebody to replace that Jack Cochran guy as well.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, in the whole front of the game last night, the second half, the offense, the offensive line, maybe the one thing you can take away from this game is we got the information last night right at the start of the game that Josh Simmons was battling an illness.
Right.
And then that young kid went out there and played.
That whole offensive line last night was great.
They were fine. And the running game was fine.
Yep.
When they were on the 3-yard line, you saw Kareem Hunt just take it for about 30 yards right there. That was good to see. But again, 13 penalties for 103 yards. And, that's one where I'm not a huge fan of, the closed door meetings.
Right.
But, it's moving on to week 6 and you have a juggernaut in Detroit come to town. There needs to be a gut check moment, a moment where you look at yourselves in the mirror and say, hey, let's get back to what we have, because your 2 wins are not as much as your 3 losses. In that game last night, a lot of vibes of that AFC Championship loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, a lot of mistakes, a lot of self-inflicted wounds, a lot of guys kind of showing their ass at the end of the game. And you look at this game now and you look at where Jacksonville was, they didn't quit, they didn't run away, they didn't get scared. And that is, to me, one of the bigger eye-opening things of this game is that we are starting to see teams not worry. They don't care. You're the Chiefs. And what we've always seen in the past with this dynasty run was that the Chiefs normally would win games like this.
Yep.
Now they're losing games.
They're 0-3 in one-score games this year. They were 11-0. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But you know what? When you win one-score games and you lose one-score games, the difference is discipline, focus, and doing the little things, all things that the Chiefs did not do well last night. It's really a remarkable game, though, Dusty, when you look at it, because, as I was telling you in break, the play was really good. Like, I thought they played I thought offensively they were really good last night. I thought defensively they played good last night. They just kept shooting themselves in the foot and going out there and committing penalties. And you've said it a couple of times today about the way that they kind of handled that loss last night. This is not a team that handles losing well. And most people will go, oh, yeah, I agree with that. But it's the opposite of that. They handle losing and adversity at times like a kid would handle adversity. The kids get hangry, or an adult, and you go to the center of the room and you scream and you yell. That's kind of what's going on. They don't know how to handle the adverse situations at times, Dusty, because quite honestly, for the majority of them, they've never been in these situations, right? You've never been in a situation where you've had to fight back. You've never been into a situation where it really hasn't come easy for you. And this is the first time that we're truly seeing that for an extended period of time where things aren't coming easy for these guys. And instead of going out there and figuring it out, Chris Jones is standing there watching Trevor Lawrence lie on the ground, or Butker's kicking the ball out of bounds. And you're thinking to yourself, man, you guys have not been in these situations much, which has been great. It's been awesome. But you have to know how to handle these situations when you get into it. They're great winners. When they lose games and they're put in tough situations, they got to be better. They've got to be better in those situations.
I think if you dissect this game down, obviously you could spend 4 hours going through the entire phase of the game. Mm-hmm. The special teams was terrible.
Yeah, awful. There's no other superlative.
That's one of the worst defensive performances we've seen from this Kansas City Chiefs team. Just chunk yardage. I mean, you literally didn't let ETN run.
No.
You let Trevor Lawrence run.
Right.
There's no spy in this game. Where is that at in this game?
Well, maybe they didn't feel like they needed one in this game. I don't know.
I mean, I could have told you they needed one after Trevor Lawrence kept running it right up your ass.
Yeah, you got to change. Yeah.
And then,
where was 95 on that?
I don't know.
He was credited with a half a tackle.
Well, that's good.
C-Dot tweeted last night he had the best view in the house, guys.
Yeah, he did.
Just hanging out, enjoying the action.
Yeah.
I mean, just lollygagging, man. And, the thing that I think is eye-opening is to people ask the question which they'll ask all day, like, is this Chiefs team, Are they down bad? Are they realizing that they're not the same? You'd like to say no because of the history and everything like that. But when you watch stuff like that, like a kickoff after you've scored a touchdown to go up 4 with a
1:48 to go,
and your kicker kicks it out of bounds at the 40-yard line, what are you doing? Like, even if you just kick it out of the back of the end zone, 30-yard line or 35-yard line, whatever it is. And they didn't do that. The last play of the game summed it up, right? With not the last play of the game, but the last defensive play of the game when Trevor Lawrence is literally laying there after he gets stepped on by his, guard and lays there, pops up, and then runs in after being on the ground. Even if you stop him, you're still adding pressure to them by having to make another play. And everything that went your way in the first half completely went away in the second half. And I think another thing that is an eye-opening realization is that this team does not handle themselves when they are losing or it doesn't go their way.
Right.
And that's got to change. The message has to change. You have to be more mature in these situations because that was a Jacksonville team that when we went into this game, we said, well, they're 3-1, but who have they beat? Who are the quarterbacks they played? Well, to a lot of people's opinion, they played the best quarterback in the league last night, and they won. And they picked off the best quarterback in the league and took it for 6 points the other way. That was a huge swing. That's a 14-point swing right there in the game. The interception that drops, that could be a 10-point swing. That could be a 6-point swing. It does not matter. So when you get shut out in the third quarter, 14-0, and you can't come back from that because you're pissing and moaning and crying and bitching and complaining about things not going your way, suck it up, man up, go be the team that's been to the promised land so many times. You didn't see that last night.
No, you didn't. You saw Jacksonville handle adversity much better than you saw the Kansas City Chiefs handle adversity last night. And that really is, unacceptable. I'll use the kid analogy again. Jacksonville was the 2-year-old child last night. The Chiefs are the teenager. They've been there before. They're the studs of the school and all this kind of stuff. The younger kids handled adversity much better than the guys who had been there before, the guys who had done this before, because Jacksonville was down 14-0. I even sent you the game over text after the Patrick Mahomes thing. You said to me, all right, this is looking pretty good. I felt the same way. And then all of a sudden it started to unravel and spiral, away from us at that point in time because Jacksonville handled the situation better than what the Kansas City Chiefs did. Jacksonville acted like the team that was the 18-time defending American League or AFC champion and, Super Bowl appearances and all of this kind of stuff. Jacksonville played with the mental capacity last night of a Super Bowl winner. The Chiefs did not do that. If the Chiefs did that, they would have won the game. They're showing another play up here. This double team block by Remigio that cost them in the game last night. Those 3 big special teams penalties last night, that's upstairs. That's mental. You've got to use your noggin and know that you can't do that kind of stuff. And so I'm hoping, Dusty, when we look back at this game, this was the Tennessee game. This was the Raider game. This was the game that pissed off Bob Fescoe. And so it's bad because I can always find the bright spot and go, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And it still may very well be. We're only 5 games into this season. But last night needs to be the wake-up call that we've all been waiting for probably since the Super Bowl. That's the game that you need to look in the mirror and go, I got to get my head out. I got to play better. I got to do more. That's the game where Chris Jones needs to look in the mirror and say, how do you want your legacy to be finished here in Kansas City? Standing around or making plays? Because that last play, if you hear what Trevor Lawrence said after the game, he goes, I didn't know what to do in that situation. I'm lying on the ground. I was hoping to just get back up and throw it out of the back of the end zone, and then I ran it in. Did you see how long that took? Usually in the NFL, you got about 3 seconds back there when you're standing up. This gentleman was lying on the ground like a turtle, had the amount of time, the thought process necessary to think about throwing it out of the back of the end zone, then realized 95 is watching the play, and he just ran right by him for a touchdown.
And in there, he fell a second time to the ground. He literally fell, got up, and then did those things that you talked about.
That's right.
It was like super slow motion. It felt like 15, 20. I know it wasn't that long, but absolutely crazy. It felt a lot like that Andrew Luck touchdown in the wild card game where he fumbled the ball, bounced back to him, and it's just like, what is going on?
And the other thing is, you touch him down there, that may be the last play of the game. They may lose that game, and it goes back to like that Raider game last year where they won it when the Raiders made a huge mistake at the end. You had that opportunity, and you blew it. And for all intents and purposes, it's Chris Jones who didn't do what he needed to do on the last play of that game.
Well, you know what time it is, Nathan? 6:30. Time to check into the library.
I'm going to be a little quiet now. I'm going to relax a little bit.
I have a feeling that today is going to be one of the most pissed off, annoyed library sessions there is.
But have fun with it.
You know, that's what I'm going to do, because I don't give a rip if you think this segment sucks. You can kiss my librarian ass. We start off.
Sometimes librarians are hot.
I'm going to need you to calm down here. Need to use those library voices. Which book is closer to the end? The Harrison Butker book or the Chris Jones book?
I'd be auditioning kickers today. He's lost it. And so I will say the Harrison Butker book is closer to the end than Chris Jones.
You're losing your library voice.
I know. Just like the Chiefs lost their game.
I'm so sick. I have a medicine ball.
Mm-hmm.
The
If
throat
Harrison
goat is
Butker
back.
did not have dead money on the cap next season, it might be the end of him, like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's today. Yeah, sad stories coming to an end. What's a better feel-good story in the NFL this year? Baker Mayfield or Drake May?
If you would have asked this question 2 or 3 days ago, I would have said Baker.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say Drake May. And the reason why is because North Carolina is now Bill Belichick telling them not to tweet about this guy. So I am now rooting for Drake May to go out there and dominate just to embarrass Bill Belichick.
Nathan, better feel-good story this year, Baker Mayfield or Drake May?
4 game-winning drives, 4 game-winning scores for Baker Mayfield.
That's right.
In 5 weeks.
That's right. We move on to a better leader story. This one's tough. Story of a new leader. Mike Vrabel or Liam Cohen? That's right.
Yeah, I'm still going Vrabel. It's only 5 games for him. Liam Cohen done a great job. His halftime interview I thought was really good. And you could tell he was not concerned at all about his team at halftime. Felt pretty good about it. But Vrabel has won in Tennessee, and he's turned around this New England franchise overnight. So I'm going to go with Mike Vrabel. I think he's a great leader.
I think Vrabel's a great leader, but I don't know how you couldn't start talking about Liam Cohen after last night.
Mm-hmm.
The story was they haven't played anybody. It was a neutral turnover. I mean, they've lived off of those things against bad quarterbacks. Last night they went toe-to-toe, came out ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny when you close the Liam Cohen book, it has a little tab that you pull and it just goes,
Duval.
Whoa. Liam.
I like
Liam,
those
Liam.
books that talk to you.
I just like books with pictures.
Yeah.
We go to the bigger surprise story of the year with this novel. The Chiefs so far or the Ravens so far?
It's the Ravens.
A lot of surprises on this Chiefs
Yeah,
team.
a lot of surprises, but I mean, the Ravens are bad.
I did a radio interview yesterday with these guys that are based out of Baltimore.
Oh.
They think John Harbaugh's going to get fired.
I told you that yesterday. Yeah.
Yep. He said, I think it's over for John.
I do too. And some team will hire him, the Giants, and he will go there and turn Jackson Dart into a really good quarterback.
Bigger surprise story, Chiefs season so far or the Ravens downfall?
I think the Ravens' downfall because of the implications beyond the season it could have, like Harbaugh or some of the other guys on that team.
Chiefs are pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens are pretty dissipated.
That's why it beat the disappointment because of all the injuries, you know.
We move on to a sadder story. John Harbaugh in Baltimore as the head coach, or Mike McDaniel over there in Miami, who just doesn't know when he's getting executed.
Yeah, that story for me is Mike McDaniel, because John Harbaugh will have a job before he's fired in Baltimore, just like Andy Reid in Philadelphia and Kansas City. I don't know what Mike McDaniel's going to do. He gets fired from Miami. Like, he may be done in the NFL. I don't mean just as a head coach. I mean as, like, what has he done to say, he should be the offensive coordinator for Cleveland or someplace like that?
Quiet.
So Mike McDaniel, because he may have to find a new career.
Well, I think some team is going to get a great offensive coordinator, but McDaniel is sad. His quarterback is sad. Walking into the tunnel, he was sad. His press conference was sad. Mike McDaniel.
It's a pretty sad story.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Sadder. How about a story that you could say is officially over? The book is closed. Geno Smith, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. because he's a running back. People will always give a quarterback an opportunity. We've seen it in this league. So Derrick Henry for me.
75 million reasons why Geno Smith story's not over.
It's unbelievable.
Fair, but I'm shocked. I'm shocked at Geno Smith's fall off, especially with a head coach like Pete Carroll.
And Tom Brady.
That's right, Bob. I'm going to go Geno Smith.
All right. That is the library on a Tuesday. Always check it into that place on a Tuesday at 6:30. Check out about 6:40. By the way, for those of you that are wondering why Mike McDaniel was on the sadder stories of the season, this is his press conference yesterday, Sunday.
He was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that edited.
No.
You guys edited that, right, Nathan? You do a great job editing sound.
Nope.
You put that together, right? You made him sound like that, right?
No, he sounded just like.
Hey, well, yo, man.
Play that again. Like, was there a word in that?
He was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and
what?
We talked about the challenge ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and
that
you had kind of the extent of it.
You want.
What the hell was that?
You've never seen that video before?
No. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about the head coach. That's the man leading an organization in the NFL.
For now.
You wonder why I don't buy most of these guys.
That's right.
Oh, my God. That was classic. I mean, that's epic right there.
Sports Talk on 96.5 The Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King. This season, Dwight faces his most dangerous adversities, yet forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his... Is that Andy Reid? Stream the new season of Tulsa King. It's on Sundays exclusively on Paramount Plus. Hey, we'll give you a bunch of negatives today because that's what we're about today, but we'll also give you some positives on the other side here from this Chiefs-Jags game. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouthwatering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com. Discover the latest HVAC, plumbing, and trade solutions with companies like Milwaukee and Champion and 20-plus other vendors at the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase. Thursday, October 23rd, 3 to 6 at J. Rieger & Co. Distillery. Plus, enjoy complimentary food, drinks, tours, prizes, and networking.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning, and you too can be so much more.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation.
Association, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
This fall, refresh your home with a special offer from Westlake Ace Hardware. Enjoy $10 off bin interior paint gallons October 1st through 31st. With an easy-to-apply, easy-to-maintain formula, Bin Interior offers an introduction into the beauty and durability of Benjamin Moore premium paint. Hurry into Westlake Ace Hardware for this limited-time savings and keep your spaces looking beautiful for years to come. Offer valid in-store only, so visit Westlake Ace Hardware today. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER forward and back.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door has proudly served our community for decades. The best styles, technology, and family values. That's Renner. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 southbound. Things are heavy from Shawnee Mission Parkway down past 75th Street with an accident. Then it doesn't improve a whole lot. Stays sluggish into a construction zone towards the split with 69 Highway with the left lane blocked. 35 northbound also slowing from 87th up towards the merge with 69 Highway. Construction on that side in the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back in it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it is a Tuesday, baby. You better believe it is a Tuesday.
I mean, there's nothing better to bounce back than a Tuesday session after a Monday night loss like that, especially when you're up late. So you're going you're on fumes.
I am on fumes. Yeah, I am. I am on fumes tonight or today. There's no question. We all are. I mean, we stayed up to watch the game last night, and the morning comes fast, right?
Like you got a Sunday night late one coming up here.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right, that game's going to go slow.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's going to be a lot of throwing.
Yes, sir.
A lot of throwing, especially with all those defensive backs down for Detroit, which is good news for the Chiefs because they need to have an opportunity to go out there and win a game, get back to 3-3. We'll be feeling better about ourselves. They beat the Lions, and then you get Rashee Rice back. And look, this offense again was good. The last 3 games, really 2.5 games. They've been really good on offense. I like what they're doing from an offensive standpoint. They're moving the ball, they're throwing the ball, they're running the ball, like they're blocking well. Offensively, I think they've kind of hit their stride. Mahomes threw a bad interception, but you know what? I'm not blaming Mahomes for that. I'm giving Lloyd all the credit in the world for disguising that. And then Trevor Lawrence won the game when, I didn't think Trevor Lawrence had it in him. Yeah, they just showed that pass to Brian Thomas Jr., which we talked about yesterday. Where's he been all year? Comes up with that huge catch, but a great throw by Trevor Lawrence. Like, there was nothing like Watson. That's Watson, right?
Yeah.
That they could have done about it. I mean, that ball was placed perfectly for Brian Thomas Jr. And so they still had an opportunity to go win the game. Trevor Lawrence is on the ground. Get him down. Chris, don't stand there and watch him and then delete your Twitter. Did he delete the Twitter account on the field when he was watching Trevor Lawrence, or did he wait till after the game for
I
that?
think it might have been immediately after. It is gone. Somebody asking what the hell was that we listened to. Has he been in Dusty's garage?
Is Liam Cohen? No, Mike McDaniel.
And
Yeah.
then someone says, give him credit. He had a garage session. I think he had multiple,
I mean, I don't know
like
what
we did
that
last
was.
night, because it was, it was pregame session in the garage, halftime. We're feeling pretty good. And then, buddies leave the house, go home, depressed, angry. I said, see you guys later as I'm waving.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Chiefs lose the game last night. They now fall to 2-3, and it ain't going to get any easier because, Detroit Lions come to town, and that team, I have to admit, is much better than the team you played last night. All credit to the Jags last night. The throw to Brian Thomas Jr. at the end. I was having a little, one of those, you watch sports. I don't know if you guys do this because I'm a nerd, but I was thinking to myself, how insane the 5-year run at LSU was.
Yeah.
With Burrow, Chase, and Jefferson. And then 5 years later, maybe not even that long, it was Daniels, Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. Like, that's insane to me that those 6 players within half of a decade, same school.
There are NFL teams, the Chiefs being one of them, that have not had 6 wide receivers in their entire existence that would live up to those guys and what they did in college. Think about it. You've got Tyreek Hill. I think Xavier Worthy may be in that category. I thought he was very good last night. Maybe Rashee Rice falls into that category. Who else? I mean, when you look at the history, because they've never really had that great wide receiver before. I mean, you go back in the annals of time. I mean, who is it that was out there, right?
And that's the thing last night, too, the Jacksonville Jaguars did is, again, some similarities to the AFC West game or the AFC Championship game they lost to Cincinnati, but kind of a similarity to that Super Bowl loss. Now, the score is different, but you went into this game thinking about Travis Etienne, and Brian Thomas Jr., for those of you that love fantasy football and those of you that love the sport of football have known that Brian Thomas Jr. has not been anywhere on site. In fact, the number one receiver for the Jaguars was knocked out of the game with a hip injury, and Brian Thomas Jr. showed up. Right, he happened to have his best game, kind of like whenever the Chiefs played the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts went out there and showed everybody that Devonta Smith and AJ Brown could be a factor too. And a positive side that you can take away from this game last night. The offensive line was really
good last night, man.
And,
like they found their groove right now.
And unfortunately, it's overshadowed because of the disappointing loss and what had happened. We saw Brashard Smith be good.
Oh my God, he's going to be good for 4 years, and then we'll move on from him too. But he's emerging, guys.
They seemed like they were in the driver's seat the first 2 drives on the offensive side of the ball. Mahomes ran that ball in, did the whole classic dusted off in the Maloney flex that he stole from Rob Maloney.
You mean Hunter Maloney?
Yeah, Hunter Maloney.
Yeah, Hunter Maloney.
Who just reminded me that today is National Taco Day.
Oh, on Tuesday, huh? Yeah. It's also maybe that's why LeBron's making a big announcement today. Maybe he's announcing Taco Tuesday stuff today. Nobody thought about that.
We know what that announcement is, right? October 7th is the day, right?
Yeah, today's the day. Yeah.
He's retiring.
Yeah, it's got to be, right? He wants a
Do we not
farewell
think so?
speech. You don't think so? Is it too easy to say that he's retiring? Is he going to announce Space Jam 3? Or is he going to announce that he's going to play in place of Chris Jones on the defensive line and actually make a play?
Today, I'm sending my son to South Beach.
The speculation online is that it's got to do with Amazon because of their partnership and some big Amazon
And
things.
today's
going on.
Prime Day, or is that tomorrow? Is that tomorrow and Thursday?
Yeah.
Today is.
I'd be disappointed just based on my childhood, if he calls this the decision too. Like, the decision was a big, big deal.
Yeah.
in sports.
Oh, God,
so,
yeah.
But I also think he's still playing at a little bit too high of a level to call it quits right now, unless he's just done. Mentally wants to be a dad, wants to
Talking
do
about Travis
something
or-
else.
Oh, LeBron.
I'm still talking about LeBron.
Okay.
Yeah, could
Chris
apply
Jones,
to
you
a
said?
few people. A few people, I
You
suppose.
said Harrison Butker?
Harrison Butker, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jack Cochran?
Let me ask you
Jack
something.
Cochran, nobody knew who that guy was until last night. He's probably
I don't.
Famous backup
first penalty-
linebacker.
the first penalty. Yeah, don't tell Mitch you never heard of Jack
That's
Cochran.
true. You're
before.
right.
He'll-
I was being facetious about that. But what was the last time we saw anything Jack Cochran did except last night with those 2 penalties?
And that first penalty, I didn't think was entirely a fair call. I think it was a little weak. But then to come on the sideline, throw the fit, go out there, do it again, back on the sideline, another fit. Terrible look.
Right.
Terrible look.
Yeah, I don't understand why we throw fits on the sidelines like this. Like, that's got to stop too. Like, it's one thing, but you know what? These are your veteran leaders. When you see Travis Kelce and Chris Jones do this kind of stuff on the sidelines, it probably sends a message that this is acceptable and this is okay. And that's the adversity that we're talking about with this team, right? They don't handle adversity well at all right now. And they haven't. They've never had to deal with it. And when you have Jack Cochran throwing his helmet on the sidelines, we got to put a stop to that. You can't do that. You're Jack Cochran. You're not Travis Kelce. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You're not Chris Jones. You're not Tyrann Mathieu at the time. You're Jack Cochran. Who are you throwing your helmet at?
The reason that you don't know who he is a good thing.
Yeah.
The reason now you know who he is
It's a bad thing.
thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing, right?
A stat from ESPN Insights, the Chiefs had won 23 straight games, including playoffs, when leading by 14 points.
Mhm.
That streak ended last night.
Well, that's over. Yeah.
Yep.
That is definitely done.
So let me ask you something real quick before we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys were the head coach of this team, are you having a all-team meeting? Is this is that too much of a panic? Because
yes,
I think there's a lot of panic today, and I think it's duly merited.
Right.
Because you're seeing uncharacteristic things from guys that don't normally do this. But I feel like, is this the time? Because you do have the fear of going to 2-4.
That's right.
After Sunday night with a game that you should win to get to 3-4, and then back-to-back bangers of Washington and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason where I would say no is because it is a short week. Like, do we have time for this week, or we just need to get focused on
may
the
not matter.
Lions, right? Like, I think it's like you got to focus on the Lions. You got to get set for the Lions, but there is also time to sit down and review this stuff and let these guys know this is it, man. Like, we're not tolerating this kind of play anymore. You're a great football team. I still think the best in the NFL, but when you commit 13 penalties, you can't be the best team in the NFL. That's the stuff that, like, the little stuff, it needs to be cleaned up. Like, they're not far away. That's the good news here, right? Like, you look at this team, they're not missing a quarterback. They're not missing, a wide receiver. They're not missing something that they can't go out and get and fix. What they're missing right now, what they're not doing right now, are those little things. And you know what, Dusty? They've never had to do little things before because they always took care of business and blew everybody out. Now they got to focus on the little things, and we're seeing that may not be their biggest strength. And so they need to get back to focusing on the little things and not doing the nonsensical stuff that kills them, that hurts them, that forces them to lose games.
Duval. I'm saying no because it would be too big of a deviation between from Andy Reid and upper coaching staff's normal MO. If you're worried about their ability to handle adversity and go through these tough times, I'm not sure then breaking away from your mold, this team would react well to it. And then also on the same coin of if outside of Patrick Mahomes, if your other Hall of Famers are emotionally volatile, or in the case of your Hall of Fame kicker has lost it, are you going to just like magically wave a wand and fix those personality traits or those performance traits by yelling and screaming? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And so I think the predominant reason being this not who Andy Reid is, I don't think this team would react very well to it either.
I think he has to have the same message that he did when they were 1-5 back in 2015, and then they won 10 in a row. Hey, guys, we got this. We're not far away. We got this. That needs to be the message, I think. It worked with a much lesser talented team back in 2015. This is an extremely talented team. This is where leadership shines. This is Andy Reid's team from here on out. Let's see what he does with these guys and how he puts them in that position to win some football games.
Duval. That guy. That guy. Coming up in a little bit, we will get to a couple guys that will join the show. Josh Briscoe at 9 o'clock and Danon Hughes coming up at about 7:15. Kind of want to see where his mind is when it comes to this game as well. But that game last night felt a lot like a game that we'd seen before. How you go further and forward, we'll find out here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is George Karlaftis, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
It's football season, and I can't wait for the games. And now I have even more reason to cheer on the Chiefs. I just head to Hy-Vee the day after any game and score savings at the pump with my Hy-Vee Perks card. Win or lose, I earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. If the Chiefs score 35 points, I save 35 cents per gallon when I spend $35 on groceries. The more we score, the more I save only at Hy-Vee. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Watched by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Missouri side, 435 northbound, gets heavy at Winter, just crawls up towards the bridge with a car fire blocking a lane of traffic. Kansas side, 35 southbound, solid from Antioch down to 75th Street with an accident. Northbound also heavy from 95th Street up towards the merge with 69 highway. Construction takes away a lane on that side. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at anthonyphce.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Wildcat fans, this is Wyatt Thompson. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play of the 2025 football season, right here on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
I'm going to give someone the rest of the month off for one of the greatest texts we've ever gotten.
Wow, rest of the month. We're only 7 days into October. This must be good.
Yeah. Jack Cochran, if you throw another fit, the Chiefs must acquit.
That is good. You get the month.
Oh, my.
Jack Cochran. I thought you said Johnny Cochran.
I didn't think we were going to get an OJ trial reference after that game.
Maybe his shoe is too small and it doesn't fit his foot, and that's why he kicked it out of bounds.
I know somebody's shoe that's too small that's kicking it out of bounds, right? Now, you just mentioned. Somebody says on the text line, I'm done with Harry B.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
It is. But this is the way it goes in sports, guys. You don't want to see your heroes get old. You don't want to see your heroes lose it. And that's the one thing that in sports, the sports fan just does not grasp. When teams get rid of players, they're usually doing it at the right time, right? Teams, most of the time, do not get rid of good players, especially in the NFL. And so when you see a guy's name get cut, you think, oh, my God, I know that guy. He's a good player. And you realize the team realized we're getting out ahead of what's going on right now. There was no way to see this Harrison Butker downfall coming, though, Dusty. He was fine last year, right? Yeah. There was no way to really see this Harrison Butker downfall happen. But it is happening right before our eyes. And Nathan mentioned earlier he's got a lot of dead money next year on the salary cap. So moving on from him would be a costly venture for this organization.
What is it, about $14 million?
It would cost about $7, but for a kicker, that's ironic. Insanely high.
Ironic is right. Yeah, it is a high number, but I have a friend of mine that always tells me, and she says, "Don't worry about the sunk costs. If you don't like something, move on from it. Don't let because you paid for it continue to affect your life." Right?
Good advice from Emily.
It is right, and so if you've got these sunk costs out here, like Harrison Butker. It's $7 million. Yeah, that hurts, right? This is, again, we'll get some stadium information coming up, but this is why you need more money coming in. So when you do have to move on with Harrison Butker, it's not as big a hit in your pocketbook, cash-wise. Cap-wise, yes, cash-wise, no. It's two separate things right now. Yeah, they've got sunk costs in Harrison Butker right now, but this guy, more so than anybody on the field, is directly aligned to all three losses for the Kansas City Chiefs. All three losses have had miscues, bad kicks, mistakes made by Harrison Butker. In all three losses, you can go back to the kicker and say he's a big reason why we lost this football game. And last night, that is malpractice, kicking it out of bounds with 1:45 to go on the clock. That is malpractice doing something like that.
Sometimes getting somebody out of the system or, realizing that it doesn't work anymore, it helps the entire team. And I don't know if that's what they do with Harrison Butker next year. I mean, sometimes having 3 on-air hosts isn't good. You need to go back to having 2. Do you think Max still lives up to this?
Travis Hunter will be one of the biggest busts in NFL history.
He was good last night.
He did okay.
Yeah.
He did okay.
Yeah. Best performance he's had.
Oh, yeah. Coming out party last night.
2 years with 3 was a bad deal, man.
Yeah. But I think when you look at this game last night, when you look at the things that you take away, number one is credit to the Jags.
Yep.
Right? They didn't back down.
No, they did not.
They didn't, they took advantage of the advantages you gave them. Again, I still firmly believe, and I will stand on business on this, that if they intercept that ball with 5:55 left in the second half, that game, or in the first half, that game is over.
But here's another thing that you just said that I think merits a lot of discussion. You said Jacksonville never backed down in this game, right?
Yeah.
The Chiefs are used to being up 14-0 and people going away and backing down. You said earlier in the show, teams don't fear the Chiefs anymore. I think you're 1,000,000% right when you say something like that. And last night proved it. Last night needs to be more of a wake-up call from that standpoint, that being up 14-0 is not going to cause these teams to go away. Liam Cohen's halftime interview had me scared. I'm not going to lie. I watched him at halftime, talking to the reporter for ESPN. He goes, we're good, man. We feel, and it was really positive. And like, I'm like, that's a pretty good leader right now, that he's leading his team through all of this. And so to me, like, that's one of the biggest takeaways, Dusty, is that this team, as you've said, is no longer feared. Even with a 14-point lead, you got to go out there and you got to continue to be aggressive, because teams aren't backing down from the Chiefs. They're not running away and hiding because you're up 14-0 anymore.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a reality defining moment, because the Chiefs quit, Jacksonville didn't. Kansas City Chiefs were up 14-0, could have gone up 17, could have gone up 21-0 at the end of the first half. That would have been the dagger. That would have been when it was done. It wasn't. And, it's almost like the Chiefs get irritated and then their emotions come out and then they're just a dead stick, right? And we referenced this earlier with watching youth sports of your children, where like your kid might be a great athlete, but if something falters and they don't know it, how many times, have you had a friend that has a kid that's like a really good athlete, and then all of a sudden they look at you and they're like, he's pissed off, it's over.
Yep.
And you're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, when he does this, he gets his own head, it's over. And we've seen that with professional athletes. I remember seeing it all the time with Brady Singer when he was a pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. If he went out in the first inning and gave up a home run early or gave a couple runs, you saw him pissing and moaning on the mound, you're like, Brady's checked out.
Right.
But if he went through the first couple innings, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and had his stuff, you're like, okay, this is the Brady Singer we need to see. But if he didn't have that, it was over. We would see it with Brad Keller. Now, these guys aren't like superstar athletes, but the examples
they're
are there.
professional big league players.
And you would see, like, Brad Keller would go to the post-game interviews. He'd say, well, I couldn't get my footing in the mound. Like, why are you worried about this stuff? Go out there and pitch. Have somebody from the grounds crew go over there and fix it, and don't let it phase you throughout the rest of the game. That game last night, there was a lot of that happened where maybe some stuff is out of their control. Maybe there's some stuff that they can't control that they're now letting their emotions take over. And when you do that and everybody else notices it, that other team that you're playing also notices that. And, Trevor Lawrence picking on Brian Cook all night. That is looking like a disaster. The safeties weren't really good last night. The throw, the dot to BTJ at the end of the game down the sideline, that ball has to be deflected.
Yeah, but that was a perfectly thrown ball.
The ball out of bounds. Watching Chris Jones completely just give up at the end of the game.
Yeah, he quit on his team last
100%
night.
100% he did in that sense.
He owes the city an apology today for quitting on his team last night.
And, obviously we've gotten the news that he's deleted his X account. It's over. It's gone.
Which is a direct reflection of how they handle losing.
Which that's the problem to me. And I'm going to bring that up with Dayton Hughes, because this team, when it doesn't go their way, it causes a downward spiral, because how many times have you seen one person act a fool and then it's, contagious throughout? Seeing Travis Kelce, seeing Chris Jones kind of lose their mind on the sideline. Those are leaders. Those are Hall of Fame players. And if they can do it, well, then surely I can do it.
Right, and then Jack Cochran's over there doing it, right? And he should not be doing that kind of stuff. And this failure that they had, and we're watching it, and I'll give you a baseball analogy, Dusty. A lot of these baseball players get drafted through high school, all this kind of stuff. They get to the minor leagues. They're the best. They've never had to deal with failure. And then when they get into the big leagues, they have to deal with failure in a big way. It's not failing. It's how you adjust and adapt and change and use failure to turn that into positives. That's the opportunity that the Chiefs have at this juncture, at 2-3. The season is far from over, but they've got to correct some things. They've got to work some things out. They've got to figure some things out. And one of the things that they need to work on, and they need to work on this fast, how to deal with failure and not let your emotions get the best of you. Because we've seen the emotions in every game so far this season get the best of the Kansas City Chiefs at one point or another. You've got to control those emotions. You're adults.
There's also questions as to why Noel Williams was only in the game for 3 plays. That's also there. We'll get into that. Plus, we get into the mind of Dayton Hughes as he joins us next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics want to help you feel better. That's right. We all want to feel better, right? We all want to feel great. We all want to feel awesome. And QC Kinetics can help you get there because they look beyond that traditional medicine. That's why they're so successful. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. And patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments from QC Kinetics. It's regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay, fast and all natural, and no downtime. So if your back or your knees or your shoulders hurt all the time, you need to explore all of your options. Don't let them tell you pills or surgery are your only choices. Call QC Kinetics and get that free consultation. 816-412-6299 is their telephone number. That's 816-412-6299. Thousands of patients around the country find a better life with QC Kinetics' amazing regenerative treatments. Appointments are available on Saturdays, off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone with QC Kinetics.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Prime Big Deal Days is here, so you can get a great deal on a new foot spa. Transforming you into the queen of kicking it.
Wait, this has bubble jets. Okay.
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days now.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone. Lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Take advantage of the nice fall weather and schedule your consultation with the outdoor living specialists at Powell Exteriors KC so you can enjoy the weather in style and comfort. Imagine watching football on your new deck, protected from the elements, and you'll have the confidence of Powell Exterior KC's 10-year workmanship warranty, easy financing, and pay no interest until 2027. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com today and experience the power of KC's exterior experts.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 435 northbound is solid from Truman up to the river with a car fire on the bridge, keeping things very slow. Kansas side 35 southbound, you hit delays at Antioch, stays very heavy down past 75th Street with an accident. Northbound side of 35 slow from 95th Street up to the merge with 69 Highway. And trouble in Platte City, 29 both directions, very heavy with a rollover accident in the median. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
You hear him on game days in the booth.
Quickly, they get chunky and funky with stretching the fields vertically.
And Thursday nights at 6 during Players Only.
Spitfire, hot fire take.
Here's Chiefs Radio Network color analyst Danon Hughes on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. It's a Tuesday, which means Danon Hughes joins us here, and it is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue, and also brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Danon on the air now with us here on a Tuesday. Danon, I want to ask you straight up, since that game was kind of a tough one here. Do you think this team plays spoiled when things don't go their way?
I don't know if it's that. I just think that we are a team, and I was trying to look up my notes last year, and I couldn't remember if it was 11 straight or 13 straight one-score games that we won, and that was a record. And it seems like we're on the opposite side of that spectrum now, and we're losing close games, winning games that we should, losing games that that we play well enough to win in, just figure out ways to lose. And when you look at that game last night, I mean, you have a botched interception, should have been an easy interception, and Drew Tranquil and Nick Bolton bump into each other. You have 13 penalties. Outside of those penalties, you look at the stat sheet, and if I would have told you going into the game that we would run the ball for over 7 yards a carry, throw the ball for over 7 yards per pass, we would have the numbers that we would put up. We would not settle for any field goals. We'd put touchdowns on the board. You would think, based on all of that, that it was a win. And yet we allowed the team to stick around. We allowed them to get life. I thought outside of the penalties, outside of the last drive, the mistimed jump by Jalen Watson, one of the turning points of that game was the 3-and-out before the half and the 3-and-out coming out after halftime. 2 consecutive opportunities to put points on the board, to get momentum, to pull away a little bit. The 99-yard interception return definitely didn't help. But I don't know if it's spoiled. I just think that we're in a position now where we're losing games that we've become accustomed to winning, and other teams are figuring that out against us. Last year, as good as the season as it was, like you could make an argument 15-2 could have easily been 10-7, maybe even less, because of these type of games.
Yeah, and these are the games that, they were 11-0 last year in one-score games, Dan, and now they're 0-3 in one-score games. And it's really bizarre because I think, and I think you're going to understand what I'm saying here, I thought they played really good last night. I thought they were really good on offense. I thought they were fine on defense. But when you have 13 penalties, you can't overcome that in the game, especially when they're on special teams. So I thought they played good. Like, that's not the concern. The concern is they're just not doing the little things that are necessary to win games. Maybe they didn't have to do those before because they were so more superiorly talented than everybody else. Now they've got to start doing those little things because those little things are what makes the difference. And it just doesn't seem like they do that.
Yeah, that's a great argument.
Thank you.
I can align myself with that. The little things are, and to me, some of those little things are extra efforts. Some of the little things, obviously, are taking advantage of opponents' miscues and mishaps, and not putting ourselves behind the 8 ball. And, with the penalties, I mean, it was somewhat uncharacteristic. I mean, I thought, and even Andy Reid, when I interviewed him in the post game, mentioned the penalties and thought maybe a few of them were not necessarily accurate. And he's, and we're not going to get into the whole blaming the refs.
Right.
But when you are 13 to 4 in the NFL, and you're not the Raiders of old, you got to look at that to some extent. I was questioning a few of those calls, the kickoff returns, Harrison Butker kicking the ball out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very uncharacteristic things that are happening that, like you said, are just the little things that you keep the ball in play. Now they have to return. And there was some question as to whether you would kick the ball through the end zone and not allow them an opportunity for a big spark in the kickoff return game. I was not of that school of thought. I just feel like when you talk about the little things, okay, we go up and they have to get a touchdown. Like, what better position do you want to be in than forcing the team to have to score a touchdown to win the game? And as a former special teams guy, like, I want to be on that unit that goes down the field and kind of kills their thoughts of any chance of winning. Kick the ball in bounds, force them to return it, and make somebody make a big play or have somebody make a big play in the coverage unit.
And run clock.
Maybe got a little too make them run the clock out. They only had one timeout, and I believe they ended the game with that same timeout. So not only did they drive the field, they didn't even have to use their timeout. Now, they had a pinpoint perfect throw down the sideline to Brian Thomas Jr., mistimed by Jalen Watson. Pretty good coverage there, just a perfect throw that, maybe you got to realize prior to that play, you play for what you assume at some point in that drive they were going to try to get a chunk play and put yourself in better position to defend it. But, like, all of this stuff is leading into those little things that you're talking about.
Dane, and I know you were there and you watched it, and I'm sure you've seen it again. What's your opinion on that effort from Chris Jones on that play that Trevor Lawrence fell down, got up, and scored?
Definitely has to be something to look at. You look at the interception return, love Tyquan Thornton's effort.
No doubt.
Wondered why he was the only one down there. And then you look at that play, the touchdown, and then Chris Jones had one tackle.
Half a tackle.
Half a tackle. He had, I believe, 8 tackles going into the game. I feel like if you're trying to change things around, then you got to look at your stars as leaders. And the leaders are not just the guys that are in the middle of the circle screaming and yelling. They're not just the guys that get the loudest cheer when it's pregame introductions. They're not just the guys that are told or asked to go to the podium after the game. The leaders are the guys that are the hardest workers, that their attitude and their efforts are contagious on the field. And, you go back to last week with Patrick Mahomes and the backward pass. That's a leadership moment. That's a highlight moment when you make a mistake and then you go and throw your body in harm's way, especially as a quarterback, and get the ball back. Those are points that you point out in the film session that confirms your leadership, and everybody recognizes that. And now we got a situation where it was highlighted. Chris basically took a play off. I don't know why he did that. I don't know what was going through his head, but I do know that if you're a leader, it's got to show. And the film don't lie. That's one thing that I always was told. The eye in the sky does not lie. And no matter what you say in the moments, the film tells the absolute truth, good and bad. And that's something that they're going to have to look at, because to me, for him to not give that effort, you put yourself in a position where you cannot be the yelling guy on the sideline to coaches. You cannot be the yelling guy and the rally guy until you right that wrong.
Yeah, and it's interesting you brought up the wide receiver as well, or not the wide receiver, but the interception. Patrick Mahomes was the only one on that interception other than Tyquan Thornton who ran down the field. I've never seen somebody run that fast down the field, out of bounds, knocking people over to make a play like Tyquan Thornton. I may buy a jersey. I like that guy so much, right? Patrick Mahomes was really the only guy who made an effort on that interception. I want to give Lloyd all the credit in the world. He was fantastic. He hid, he disguised himself, and then all of a sudden he appeared. He read that play perfectly. Patrick gave the effort to make that tackle. He missed the tackle. He assumed, I guess, everybody else would help him out. Nobody else did, on that play. And for me, it's more so though where we are with the kicker now, Dana, because in all three losses, he's had a significant impact on why this team has lost the games. I'm done with Harry.
Are you? I mean, is that what it took?
I am, because here's the other thing. Hitting a 60-yard field goal anymore is normal. Like, it's not unique. He's not different than anybody else right now in the NFL. All these guys can bang him through from 60 yards out. He's providing me nothing right now that is unique, different than any other kicker out there, and he's been a major factor, in my opinion, in all three losses.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, when it rains, it pours, and when we're losing, especially in the way we're losing games, to be in a situation where we're used to winning these close games, we've lost 3 games all by 1 score, and in the fashion that it's being done, you start to question everything. You start to question, what you're doing on defense, some of the decisions that you made on offense. I thought the interception kind of sparked the different approach the next 2 times we got inside the 5-yard line. We ran the ball. I thought we should have ran the ball on that play as well, and they corrected that. So I give them credit for recognizing in game to correct things, but I also understand that when you lose games like that, the scrutiny definitely comes out, and looking deeper at every aspect of the game is normal. So I guess Harrison Butker, as much grace as that we want to give him because of his career and all the great kicks, and he's definitely going to be a guy on the Ring of Honor, probably going to be a guy that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. This is also part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has to, the microscope comes out for everyone.
When do you realize, though, like it's over? Like, he reminds me of a closer. You get 3 or 4 years other than Mariano Rivera out of a closer. You go that 4th or 5th year, like, oh, my God, he lost it. I feel like that's where we are with Butker. How do you balance what he's done in the past, what he's meant to this organization, versus what he's doing now? Because what he's doing now, he's nobody.
Yeah. You know what? That's a hard question to answer. I don't know. I mean, I played with Hall of Famers, and either they were really old and you kind of knew, or they kind of knew that their time had been passed, or, they lost a step. I mean, I can't even think of a Hall of Famer that I played with, and I played with, I believe, 7 or 8 of them, that you knew at the time that it was time outside of just them aging out, like Joe Montana. So I don't know what it looks like. I know that I would never want to be a left tackle, and I would never want to be a kicker, just because you can do a whole bunch of things right, and all it takes is one thing wrong, and people are calling for your job, or people are talking about the backup or the draft, and so on and so forth. Perfection for officials, kickers, and left tackles is what's assumed. So I would never want to be that. But at the same time, I feel like we have set the standard as far as winning close games, winning big games, and being that kind of force. And right now, that's not happening.
Dana, I want to give you one more. Again, we appreciate you joining us here. Dana Hughes, former Chiefs wide receiver here on 96.5 The Fan. A game against Detroit this Sunday, it's no secret what they are. Can a loss like that kind of get lost in the process because of what you have to prepare for on a short week with a team that's coming in? Like, it's I don't want to say it's good that Detroit's playing here on Sunday, but it can be if you need to just get over this loss and move on to a team like Detroit, who I think we can all agree is a much better team than that Jacksonville Jaguar team, and they will blow you out if you play like that in the second half in that game against Detroit.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of incentive and a lot of points that you would look at to play well against the Detroit Lions. I think the bar has been set by teams like the Lions, and if you go back a few years, you could make an argument that when we played the Lions on opening night and they beat us at Arrowhead, that was the catalyst for their successes up to this point. I don't know if they had the same kind of success that they have without beating us back then. And they're going to come in with a lot of confidence. Now, they got some injuries on their defensive side, and we got to take advantage of that. But I feel like if you are a Chiefs team that has aspirations of making it to San Francisco and representing the AFC in the championship and making a strong run, although we have done it with more losses, and we have been in a situation where we were 3-4 and made it to the AFC championship, you have to be looking about beating teams that are going to come in, especially now favored, and showing the entire NFL that these one-score games are just anomalies. They are not, what we are, or who we aspire to be, and they're going to have a chance quickly on Sunday Night Football again. The only game on national stage, and we're at home, so we got to get it done.
I lied to you. This is the last one. Do you think that people still fear the Chiefs?
I think that they still fear our offense with the ball late. I will say that. I don't know if the fear of the entire team, I don't know if, like we talk about with Harrison Butker and maybe some questions there. I don't know if they fear, okay, if this team has to kick a last-minute field goal, is that the same fear as they had last year when we had 3 different kickers kick game-winning field goals, first team ever to have that? I know that there's got to be some uneasiness on the sidelines if we have the ball with over a minute left and a couple of timeouts to have to drive the ball down the field and Patrick Mahomes is at the helm. I could imagine that there was definitely some fear last night that they scored a little bit too quickly at the end and gave us a chance. But I don't know if it's at the level as it used to be because we haven't been able to pull out these close games.
No doubt. Dana, will do me a favor and get some sleep, man. You had a long night, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday, and hopefully they can get a win on Sunday against those Lions.
All right, fellas. Have a good week.
You too, bud.
That is Dana Hughes, former Chiefs wide receiver, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. Discover the benefit of blue, and also brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
I'll keep this first one short and sweet. We've talked about it a lot all morning, but I want to hear your one word to just the absurdity that was that final touchdown play. Lawrence stumbling a couple of times, getting up. Chris Jones taking the play off. One word on what the heck that was.
I'm going to say unacceptable. Unacceptable, because he was down twice. And your captain, your leader, who deleted his Twitter account last night, is standing there watching the play happen and gave zero effort on that final play. Unacceptable.
My one word would be lackadaisical. I mean, that was just, there's so many that pop into my head. Lazy, effortless, disappointing. Like that play at the end, that's the one thing I always say that I hated that my dad would do. When he would say, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, that's where Spags goes up to Chris and says, I'm not mad at you, Chris, but I'm very disappointed with the way that game ended with your effort. So, yeah, a lot of, not words you want to hear when it comes to that.
Bobby made a good point earlier about Liam Cohen.
Thank you.
Of course.
Remind me of my point.
That we didn't know much about him other than the cringy stuff. And he gave a good halftime report.
Yeah.
And Laura Rutledge just came back and said something like, so everyone just needs to breathe. And he's like, yeah. And he smiles, and it's all. And he had this to say about Trevor Lawrence after the game.
Yeah, it's a goofy finish, but what a tough moment for him to be able to say, like, he wasn't going to lose. And that's kind of really what it comes down to. He wasn't going to lose, and he made an unbelievable individual effort.
Well, guys, the Jaguars went up against a good quarterback for the first time all season last night. They came out ahead. Can you give me one word on the Jaguars, their chances, what they've got cooking down there?
I'm going to say emergence. Last night was an emergent game for them and an emergent game for their quarterback as well. He emerged last night as a guy that you could rely on. He went right down the field, albeit 60 yards, didn't have to use the timeout, and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a moment for Trevor Lawrence last night.
My one word is
Duval.
They got you. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We made fun of him.
Yep.
I stand corrected. He went in there and he stuck with it. So congrats would be my one word to that man.
Well, and Dusty, we've talked a lot today about things not going the Chiefs' way after those first two drives. They still had almost 500 yards of offense last night. 476 yards of total offense.
Your quarterback threw for 300, ran for 60.
Yeah.
And they ran for over 7 yards to carry as
and
well.
you lost. Like, I would, the one word is awesome. I thought they were great offensively last night. You had one mistake in the game. That was the interception. It's a big mistake.
Huge.
But you had one mistake in that game last night from an offensive standpoint. I thought they were really good offensively last night, but it gets overshadowed, obviously, because of all the mistakes that they made that took an unbelievable effort from them offensively and turned it into a game where we're all ticked off at the kicker in number 95.
Overshadows a good one.
Overshadows it, yeah.
Dusty, one word on the Chiefs' offense?
Solid, but again, like 14-point swing with that interception. It has to be brought up. I mean, that is a uncharacteristic play by Patrick Mahomes. We talk about all these things. Here's your one word, uncharacteristic. Everything last night. Butker kicking the ball out of bounds, uncharacteristic. Chris Jones quitting on that last play, uncharacteristic. Patrick Mahomes throwing that interception, and then nobody giving a vigilant effort other than Tyquan Thornton and Patrick Mahomes, who dove at his feet to try to knock him off the ground. Didn't work. So that's just, it's a big play. It's a 14-point swing. And then you throw that interception that they dropped. I mean, there's 21 points right there if you take the high ride.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
Quick detour from the NFL here for one more on one word. The Brewers took care of the Cubs last night. The Dodgers won in Philadelphia. Now 3 of those series are 2-0 leads. So one word on which of the 3 teams, those being the Phillies, the Cubs, and the Yankees, that is the most likely to get back in their series and possibly advance.
I'm going to say the Yankees, but I don't think any of them are.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have a topic I want to bring up later today about the Dodgers and why I think winning the World Series is good for baseball, for change. But I think if there's one team that can do it, it's probably the Yankees. Let's get back to the Bronx and then get to 2-2 and give us a banger at the Rogers Center for a Game 5.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Schwarber's disappeared.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, I don't know. And then you just look at the Dodgers pitching staff, and it's absolutely disgusting. They got Roki Sasaki at their closing games, who's going to be a future ace.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yamamoto, Glasnow, Snell, Ohtani.
Dodgers are kind of like the Chiefs in the heyday, kind of toy around in the regular season, get to the playoffs, turn it on when it matters most.
You want to talk about some stadium stuff?
Yeah, we'll do that coming up.
Feel free. Do it next here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Creed Humphrey, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I had an opportunity to hang out with my friend Dawn Sharp yesterday here, and we talked about a lot of stuff when it comes to the real estate market right now. And she was telling me, man, you got to use her if you want to continue to sell your house, because you know what? Dawn Sharp does things differently than anybody else. And being part of Epic Realty is a game changer for her also. In fact, it's so good right now, she's looking to bring people on. So you can check them out at homesforsalingkc.com and see what kind of job opportunities there could be potentially out there with my friend Dawn Sharp. And she knows knows how to sell your home because pricing strategy is make or break. If you price it too high, you'll sit while other homes sell around you. You price it too low, and you'll leave money on the table. Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes team's local expertise ensures you hit that sweet spot and get buyers excited about offers rolling in. And my friend Dawn Sharp can give you so many different options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Well, contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. And they're easy to find. Just go to Google, Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team, and start packing.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Heartland Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Danon Hughes. In Kansas City football, we honor tradition, but we always look forward to what's next. That's why I'm all in for Flight by Yuengling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, clean, and full of flavor, just the way a light beer should be. It's got the legacy and the stats to back it up. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Danon Hughes. D.G. Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Plant City, 29 southbound with problem before 92 highway. Rollover accident in the median, keeping things heavy all through town. Northbound 29, slow from Mexico City Avenue up to the 435 exit with an accident that has you shut down, forced to go onto 435. 435 itself very slow with an accident before 120th Street. Kansas side, 35 southbound, pretty heavy from 635 down to 75th Street with an accident. Northbound, very slow from 95th Street up towards the merge with 69 highway with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
All right, Bob. I know nothing, so I'll let you take it away. Look, I just sit back and react. You know what? I'll be Chris Jones here, and I'll just sit back and watch.
See, I don't want that. I want you involved. I want you making plays. I need you there. You're a star.
I'm Jackson County, so of course I want the stadiums to say, after the news that I was read yesterday, it ain't happening. It's going to one.
Is that what you thought yesterday when you saw that news come down?
When I saw the news yesterday, I saw Northland or I saw 95th and Null. Or 119th and Null.
Oh, you're talking Royals. I'm talking Chiefs now for stadium-wise. Okay.
So Chiefs, what I saw is what I've seen the entire time since this has started, which was, hey, Royals, move so we can figure this out. Because I do firmly believe, hand to God, that Clark Hunt wants to just build a fortress at the Truman Sports Complex solely for the Chiefs. That's my personal belief. But that can't happen. Those wheels can't move until the guys that wear blue figure out where they want to go. And from what I've gathered, from what I've read and seen, now whether I trust these people or not, it seems like Northland or that's right? Like not
the Clay. Let me just
Clay County or 119th.
Yeah, the Clay County thing. I'll just call it right now. Is a stupid plan. It really is. It is a bad plan. Johnson County is the epicenter of where your season ticket base is. 55% of your season ticket holders for the Royals live within 5 miles of the Sprint campus, and I believe like 70% of people who go to multiple games of the year live much closer to the Sprint campus. You'd be moving further away from your ticket base. I mean, and that's just the fact of the matter. Clay County would also have to vote in, Dusty, a sales tax. I heard yesterday somewhere between 0.75% and 1% sales tax. That would push the sales tax in Clay County and KC Mo to about 9.5%, and in Liberty to 9.75% sales tax. So essentially a 10% tax on everything that you buy would be the new kind of tax rate up in Clay County if you're in KC Mo and if you're in Liberty. And you also need a vote of the people if you're going to go to Clay County. In Kansas, you don't need a vote of the people. I don't think anybody wants to go to the vote of the people. Plus, Clay County is not accessible by any sort of highways whatsoever. It's just a bad location. And in Clay County also, too, the one thing that people aren't factoring in, the Royals, if they go to 119th and Null, are there by themselves. There's no entertainment competition for them. If you build in Clay County, you're competing with Power and Light. And you know what else you're competing with? That massive entertainment district that the Kansas City Current are building right there across the river. The Clay County thing makes zero sense for me whatsoever. And it just doesn't sound like anything that seems, ooh, that sounds good for the Royals. You know, the Atlanta Braves did this 20 years ago. They built the TED, if you will, downtown Atlanta where they had the Olympics. They converted it. 20 years later, they moved to the suburbs. That's what I think would happen in Clay County. They would build that stadium. It wouldn't give them what they want. And in 20 years, we're doing this again. And then we're really talking about, going out to Johnson County. So from the Royal standpoint, I just think the Clay County idea is just a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Chiefs. Let's talk about them for a second, Dusty. There were reports yesterday about a couple of things that, were talked about in Jacksonville yesterday. A couple of the reporters had an opportunity to talk with some folks down there. They said two things that came out yesterday about where we are with Arrowhead Stadium. Number one, the Chiefs have worked with and will be working with Populous to talk about renovations to Arrowhead Stadium. They're getting another round of designs for Arrowhead Stadium from Populous. If they renovate Arrowhead Stadium, it will be done with the folks at Populous. They basically built Arrowhead Stadium. They've been there from day one. So they have submitted more ideas, if you will, based on what the fans said in that survey a couple of months ago. They took all of that into account, and they've modeled renovations based on what the fans have wanted in a renovated Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs are also going to put out an RFP, or an RFQ as they call it in their world. A request for proposal is what an RFP is, to every other design firm in the world that has built stadiums to say, hey, we're going to potentially build new in Kansas. Show us your best effort. So they're going to go to every architectural firm in the world, okay? And they're telling them, other than Populous, who's working on a renovated Arrowhead, they're going to every architectural firm in the world, give us your best people, give us your best design, put your best foot forward, let's see what you got. And those are 4 stadiums potentially in Kansas right now, right? The renovation is what's staying in Missouri. A new build would be in Kansas. So they're getting the best of both worlds. They're doing all of their due diligence. You give us your best foot forward on renovation, give us your best foot forward on new in Kansas. And so the news is they're still talking to both sides of the state line. Now, I have heard and been told by multiple reliable sources that if the Chiefs wanted to build a stadium in Kansas today, they already have multiple sites that they currently own where they could build a brand new stadium today. And the other thing that is out there, and we've talked about this, the Kansas City Chiefs have had long, in-depth conversations with the Olathe School District about building their practice facility out in Olathe and getting in together with the school district to make it a learning experience and a learning environment for the Olathe school districts. We've talked about, I'm losing my train of thought, athletic training, right? If you want to be an athletic trainer and you go through the program in Olathe, part of your on-the-job experience and learning in that program would be going over to the Chiefs facility, taping the ankles and all that real-world experience that they could potentially get. So there's a lot out there right now. Obviously, the deadline is the end of the year with what's going on between both of these franchises. I did talk to somebody yesterday who's very in the know about the 2 stadiums. I said, what if the Royals do choose this horrible idea of Clay County and they go to a vote of the people and it fails and the Chiefs have chosen to renovate Arrowhead? Now what happens? And the response I got was, not good. So, not good if that should happen. That's why if you're the Royals at this point in time, just go to 119th and Knoll. There's no public vote. You're out of the Chiefs' way. And then really the Chiefs can consider and really ponder and think about renovating Arrowhead Stadium and everything that they can do out there. The only thing is in the NFL, Dusty, right now, there is a push to build new. Chicago's building new. Everybody's building new. The only place that renovated in the NFL that I can think of off the top of my head is Green Bay. And where are you going to build a new stadium in Green Bay? Mary's backyard? There's nowhere to do that. So they renovated Lambeau. The push by the league has been to build new and to build these palaces where everybody can make money in them. So that's kind of the update that we have right now.
Appreciate that, as always. Coming up on the other side, we always appreciate you all. Text us how you feel. Feel free to call in how you're feeling about the game. We get to some of your texts because it is flooded with Chris Jones controversy here on the text line on a Tuesday. Chiefs lose last night 27-24. Is that the final score? I've already forgotten.
No, it was 31-28.
There we go.
You get 28 cents off at Hy-Vee today on your gas when you spend $28 or more on groceries. So go fill up your tank today. Take advantage of what the Chiefs did from a scoring standpoint last night.
Well, 28-31 loss last night, as I should say. So we get into your text on the other side with Chris Jones being the focal point of the conversation, as well as Harrison Butker. We dive into it next year on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Chris Jones, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Timing. Let me tell you about my friends over at Underdog. These guys are awesome. The timing is football season. It's in full swing right now, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. You can select your entries and win money right now in the state of Missouri. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. And once you get your entries right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play right now in the state of Missouri. Here's what I like to do. We got baseball tonight. We got football later this week. I like to combine selections from multiple sports into one entry and see what I do on the Underdog app. So download that app today, sign up with promo code BOB, and score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. Synergen X and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. What makes them the MVPs? Well, they use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone to increase it, and not just those compounds that might exist in other places. Synergen X and Low T Center are the real experts you can trust for quality care. Most major insurance is accepted, and you can choose between in-person or online appointments. And for a limited time only, visit any Synergen X or Low T Center for a free hormone consultation and free T-test, and automatically entered for a chance to win either autographed sports memorabilia such as jerseys, balls, or helmets, or you may even win a pair of tickets to a major sporting event in town. Synergen X and Low T Center are getting you to the top of your game. A TRT MVP. Get in today and get your health back and win. Visit TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best-dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or newtonjames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence only at Newton James.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Right now, receive up to a $25 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side 35 southbound heavy from 635 down towards 67th with an earlier problem at 75th Street. 169 highway southbound heading towards downtown solid from before the airport exit. Just crawls all the way down onto 35 southbound towards 12th Street with multiple problems. Reporting inbound I-70, the Missouri side, things heavy. Blue Ridge cut off with an accident. You're solid from Noland and Building. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
Diving right back into it here on 96.5 The Fan. Chiefs lose last night to the Chargers 31-28 in a, well, disappointing loss. A lot of disappointment last night in that game. Obviously, for most of you that saw it on X, the Chris Jones play, I did have to forget that there are some people that don't have that. I would assume that if you just Google search Chris Jones, Jaguars, you will see the play. We've seen a lot of texts come in about it. We'll get to that in a little bit. But before we do that, we will do our script where once again we are so very wrong. So, Nathan, I'll give you some time to set it up, but let her rip.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, I think it's going to be a fun game, guys. The playbook is now officially expanded, even from where it was last week. What we saw with Brashard Smith, what he could do, that's why I'm more excited about this one than anything.
That's good.
I expect him to do more. I thought we had a really good kind of launch into the Brashard Smith era. I'm ready to see him do more. He's a weapon. He's multidimensional. Let's get him involved. Now, let's talk about Worthy a little bit. He's got a game under his belt. He should be ready to take it to the next level. Gained confidence last week. I think he's going to have a very, very, very large day. Travis Kelce will get into the end zone.
Yay.
The defense will continue to show its dominance. They'll make Trevor Lawrence look like Lawrence Welk. They'll force him into 2 turnovers. Butker misses another kick, but the Chiefs win 35-0.
Well, I think this is the Steve Spagnuolo game. I think whether it is rainy or whether it's dry, Steve Spagnuolo takes away the opponent's best thing on offense. It's what the Belichick Patriots used to do. So even in weeks when Cam Scatterbo popped off, like it was their plan to take away Malik Neighbors. And so
they did.
They did. The Chargers, they had success in the pass game, but Spags set out to stop the Chargers from running the football. So I think tonight the focus is on ETN. His over-under's at 64.5. I'm slamming that under for rushing yards. So I think he's going to force Trevor Lawrence to beat them. Brian Thomas Jr., guys, 12 catches so far this year on 32 targets. I think Thomas gets something going with Lawrence, but it's not enough. I also have Butker down. I'm going to say he misses an extra point, but I think the Chiefs have enough on the offensive side, even if Worthy's a little hobbled, to eke one out here. 26-17 Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs come out hot. We talked about it earlier. They were plus 21 in the second quarter. Jacksonville plus 35, point differential, that is, in the second quarter. They haven't played a defense like the Kansas City Chiefs. They haven't played a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. I think the second quarter kind of indicates where this game will go. I understand it's a 4-quarter game, and yes, I watched every game on Sunday, but I think they get Brashard Smith involved early. We saw his snap count go up last week. We heard Andy Reid and Matt Nagy talk about how they want to get him more involved. The kid has showed some stuff and some improvement and some maturity through the season so far. We're in week 5. They drafted him in the 7th round. He could be a sneaky play. I like the screen pass to be something that could be effective, especially if the field is a little bit wet, a little bit soggy. I think that is an advantage of that play. So I like Brashard Smith to be involved early and often. I also like Hollywood Brown in this game. I don't know what Xavier Worthy's, percentage of health is. It'll never be 100% the rest of the year. Hell, nobody will be.
No.
We've already played 1 week in the NFL. I don't know if he's even 80%. The ankle injury scares me. But again, I think this is a game where maybe he's more of a pawn than he is used like he was in the Baltimore Ravens game. Again, come Tuesday, I could be completely wrong. But I like Hollywood in this game underneath and across the middle, and to really just kind of sit in the zone and kind of create what is to come out of that, which is the Thornton deep pass again. We didn't see it last week against the Giants, but we will see it this week, against Baltimore, but we will see it this week, I think, against Jacksonville. Let him be lined up with Travis Hunter, hit him with a double move, get over in the secondary and the second level of that defense, and see Mahomes air it out. I do like that this defense can create turnovers in this game. I think this defense creates 2 turnovers in this game. I think Chris Jones will get a sack in this game as well, so you can all get your Big Mac on Tuesday afternoon. And I don't think weather is going to be as big a factor as we think. And I think Tuesday morning, fellas, I'm going to call it now, Mahomes' name will shift to the lead of the MVP category as the favorite or the leader in the clubhouse. Josh Allen lost. Justin Herbert lost. And so I think the 2 people above you lost. One team lost to New England. The other team lost to Washington. You have a chance to get to 3-2 and have a dynamite of a performance going back-to-back-to-back performances. Patrick Mahomes, Tuesday morning, will be the leader in the clubhouse for the MVP race, and the Chiefs will win this game 31-18. That is my script.
Wah, wah, wah. Well, I think we hit on some things. We all had Brashard Smith playing well, and I thought he was fantastic in this game. I still need more of Brashard Smith. They did get a couple of sacks, so you're still getting your Big Mac. I said Butker would miss a kick. Well, I didn't know he'd kick it out of bounds. I knew he'd do something in this game. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I'm done. I'm done watching a kicker go out there and torment us, and that's what Harry's doing right now. He's tormenting us. And so we had that, and you had another one that I thought was pretty good as well. Oh, the second quarter. You go, hey, I've watched all these games on Sunday, and I assume you were alluding to all the 14-point comebacks, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you nailed that one, my friend. You got that one pretty good.
I mean, the momentum did shift in the second quarter. I'll give you that, Dusty. I mean, the points weren't at a consistent nature that you said they might be. But I mean, I think the Chiefs had the game on their side until late in that second quarter, and so it turned out to be the pivotal swing part of the game, perhaps.
Yeah, huge part of the game. I mean, obviously, you had them on the ropes. You've got to finish them off. You've got to knock them out. You've got to take care of business. And, just watching the highlights on Good Morning Football, and I know we'll get into Chris Jones, and we'll get your texts and everything about Chris Jones and whatnot, is I'm watching this Good Morning Football, and they showed the video of him throwing the thing on the sidelines or whatever it was after looking at a play and whatnot. Like, it's becoming, to me, it's the boy who cried wolf now. Like, enough's enough with the sideline stuff, guys. Seriously. Like, week one, okay, you're a little bit frustrated. I understand that. It's happening every week. Stop putting yourself in those positions where those moments are having an impact on you, right? Stop putting yourself in those situations. And so I just think right now this team needs to kind of hit the reset button, take a deep breath, figure out where they are, and try to figure out ways to not make these mistakes again. I was talking to one of our listeners on DM this morning, Dusty, Mr. Austin Sr. He's like, it scares me that they're making all these little mistakes. I go, actually, that's what is encouraging me, because I do think these mistakes are fixable. We're not going out there and going, oh my God, we have no left tackle again, or we have no, right guard, or whatever the position may be that we've complained about over the years. It's not a personnel thing. It's not a, oh my God, we don't have good enough players. We just have players that aren't playing smart right now, and they got to start playing smart, and probably smarter than they've ever played before.
So now we get to go to your bonehead of the week.
Boneheads. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Better believe it. Take it away.
All right. Well, our boneheads of the week, the entire Chiefs special teams. All the way around.
Even Brashard Smith?
No, Brashard Smith was good. Yeah, 10 of the 11 on special teams. Good point on that one. Yeah. We'll start with Jack Cochran, okay? Heard your name before. May have said, oh, yeah, that guy plays for the Chiefs. Now I know Jack Cochran plays for the Chiefs.
Wasn't he the guy that tried to fight Travis Kelce at like a training camp a couple years ago, and he was like punching Travis Kelce?
That him?
Was that not Jack Cochran? Why do I feel like that was Cochran?
I don't know. May have been.
So you might be right on that, Dusty.
Was that the dude?
I honest to God, who knows? But we all know who Jack Cochran is right now, right? He's a household name in Kansas City because of two, not one, but two holding penalties on special teams. That is 100% unacceptable. Factor in Remigio as well with, I never heard of that illegal block that he had in that game before. Anybody else ever hear of an illegal double team? Is that something that's new with this new kickoff?
Something that I wish Mr. Remigio would have known, but I can't say I was too
I had no idea about that. And then the rules analyst who stunk last night.
Can't double block.
He can't do it.
Oh, that rules analyst was just, if the call was against Jacksonville, it was... I mean, he was like tiptoeing on.
That guy can kiss my white flat ass. That's what that guy can do. That guy clearly has been upset by the Chiefs for a while.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad.
We get it. You don't like us. What was that guy's name? Roger, Randy, something like that. I can't remember his name, but yeah, that guy sucks.
Which guy were you talking about?
The rules analyst that they kept going to.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Carl Cheffers or something like that.
Every time they brought this guy in, what a terrible call. What a horrible play.
Oh, that guy sucked.
I'm like, okay, we got it. You hate us.
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy was. But
trying to not show bias. We can. We work local.
I mean, my God, that referee, that's a good call. They should have called that. They should, every time they didn't call a penalty.
Play in the end zone, Juju was like a yard and a quarter beyond the line of scrimmage. I mean, I'll concede that. like maybe he was a tiptoe above a yard beyond. It wasn't like he was 5 yards down. Like, it was a very, very close call, and he's like acting like it's the most egregious thing he's ever
Allen
seen.
Robinson, a former Jacksonville great wide receiver, because Warren Sharp also did the same thing. What a controversy in Jack's Chiefs game.
Of course.
And then Allen Robinson said, no, actually, it's 1 yard. That's a legal play.
Yeah.
That's a wide receiver from Jacksonville. Right? He played there, was good there, and he's defending that play. So, that
wasn't a penalty, but that rules analyst stunk. So, Jack
Russell,
Cochran.
that was his name, Russell.
Russell Dalrymple. What was his last name?
Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russ.
Yeah.
So Jack Cochran leads the way. Then Harry Butker also is on the list. We've had 3 losses. He's been a big factor in all 3 losses for the Kansas City Chiefs. Can't kick the ball out of bounds at the end of the game like that, man. Give your defense a fighting chance. I don't know what happened to kicking it deep through the end zone or kicking it straight down the field and forcing them to have a return and take some time off the clock. Like, we saw the 13-second game, guys.
Am I the only one that saw that we had 3 timeouts in 16 seconds? I was like, well, we've been here before.
Yeah, no, I thought the same thing.
Holding.
Yeah.
Well,
and
number 43.
It was such a microcosm, too, because there was a play with, I think, like 7 seconds left where Hollywood Brown had an angle to field goal range.
Yep.
I mean, like, I'm not saying he would have scored, but he would have
Right
gotten
off
past
his face.
midfield
Yep.
if his head was around.
Yep.
And it was just like, if that is not how the last 40 minutes of this game has gone, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so, I mean,
So we got special teams minus Brashard Smith, Harry B.
Yep. And Jack Cochran.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's what cost you the game last night. Oh, and 13 penalties. You're boneheads for that as well. You can't have 13 penalties in a game. Just a very un-Chiefs-like performance last night from that penalty standpoint. And so they're going to have to work harder. Teams don't fear them. They're not able to overcome everything. And now Good Morning Football is highlighting Chris Jones standing around scratching his ass last night.
Russell York.
In July of 2023, Travis Kelce was involved with a fight with Jack Cochran at training camp when he tried to punch. He was the one that tried to punch the ball out. In the same practice, Travis Kelce and DiCaprio Boodle got into a
That's who I
as
was
well.
thinking of, too. Because the DiCaprio Boodle, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. I don't remember Jack Cochran.
That's a cool name if you do it both ways.
DiCaprio Boodle?
Or Boodle DiCaprio.
Boodle DiCaprio.
Which one
is
you going
cool.
with?
Yeah.
I am going with Boodle DiCaprio.
Boodle to anything would be a great name.
DiCaprio, what was his first name again?
DiCaprio Boodle.
DiCaprio Boodle?
Or Boodle DiCaprio.
Now
I've
I'm
gone
lost.
cross-eyed.
Yeah, I have too. Boodle DiCaprio or DiCaprio Boodle? What about DiCaprio Cochran?
Well, as the text said earlier, if Cochran can't fit, he must be a quit. I'm still laughing about that. Made my day.
That was really good.
Because I always do you get texts still? Because you've been doing this a while. I get texts all the time when there's games like that. Like, I hope you have a good day tomorrow. It's going to be tough. And I'm like, no, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
You can have some fun with it. Now, as long as it's a one-off or a two, you start losing a lot. It's not fun.
Yeah. I don't want
Games
that.
like this can be good. They really can be good. Like, they needed this wake-up call. This was a bigger wake-up call than the Chargers. This was a bigger wake-up call than Philadelphia. This was the wake-up call that this organization needed. And to me, it just reminds me of that Tennessee game, and it reminds me of the Raider Christmas Day game. Let's see how they respond from that.
We discuss veterans, and then we will get to Josh Briscoe here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Chiefs.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, call us. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel much better if you call us. Thousands of people nationwide have used QC Kinetics, and they feel better. It's time for you to feel better as well. Look beyond traditional medicine. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. Patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. And it's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast and all natural, no downtime. So if your back or your knees or your shoulder hurt all the time, you need to explore all of your options. Don't let them tell you more pills or surgery are only choices. Call QC Kinetics and get that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Exercise your freedom to look beyond the same old solutions. Thousands of patients around the country have found a better life with QC Kinetics' amazing regenerative treatments. Appointments are available on Saturdays off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone with QC Kinetics.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the college is paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments. Through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouthwatering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24-monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. I am excited to announce our new low rate of 4.5%. That's right, 4.5%. Your home's equity is higher than ever. Use your equity to pay off high-interest credit cards, pay off student loans, or just lower your monthly payment. And skip 2 months of mortgage payments. Our cash-out customers save an average of more than $1,000 a month. You could be saving that too. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,000 every month. And don't forget, if your loan doesn't close, we'll pay for your appraisal. We make the process fast and easy, often getting your cash in as little as 14 days. Take advantage now of our 4.5% rate before it's too late. Call 913-890-GOLD today. That's 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Plant City 29, both directions heavy with an accident north of 92 highway, southbound solid into Tracy from before Elm Grove Road. Heading northbound, you're slow coming up from Mexico City Avenue, 435 northbound affected approaching the 29 interchange. Missouri side inbound I-70, very heavy from Lee Summit Road out to 40 highway with an earlier problem. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
913-586-7965. That is your path to the show. Okay, the quit text was all over Facebook last night. Don't give that texter the month off. Well, I hadn't seen it.
I hadn't seen it either. So how about getting mad about that? Because somebody sent in a nice text that we thought was funny, and then you get mad that it was all over social media. Don't give them the day off. Did you want the day off too?
Yeah. So a lot of people now throwing the quarterback under the bus.
Patrick? Why?
He threw a pick six. It's his
God.
fault too.
Go back and watch the video of that. If you think that's Patrick Mahomes' fault, man, that Lloyd guy, I don't know that I've seen a middle linebacker make a play like that, and I don't know how long, man. Like, that guy started at the middle linebacker position, came forward a couple steps, got lost behind the defensive line. In that time, Mahomes saw his guy coming across the middle, fired it, and then all of a sudden that Lloyd guy retreated right back and was right there in perfect position. That guy did his homework. That's not on Patrick Mahomes. You're taking away the credit from that Lloyd guy for making that interception. The 99-yard run was gravy on top of the play that guy made. He showed he's a smart, focused football player who didn't have his fifth-year option picked up and is now your defensive player so far of the year in the NFL, and he's going to be making bank after this season.
And I kid to the text line before I say this. I'm kidding. Isn't Josh Simmons supposed to come chase that guy down on the sideline there? Where was 71 on the chase down?
Yeah.
That is true. Like, Mahomes was the only one who put any effort into that at that point in time. Did he make a mistake? Probably. Yeah, probably. But I got to give Lloyd all the credit in the world for that. And then Danon said later, he goes, look, the Chiefs didn't throw after that down in that area. They ran it the entire time. So maybe that's something now that they'll look at, and you can take a positive away from a negative of it.
And again, people are saying, like, here again, I'm going to give you the context of what the person said. They said, yeah, we're going to blame Chris Jones, but let's not blame your golden boy, Patrick Mahomes, who threw a pick six. Again, I blame Patrick Mahomes for throwing the pick six. That is not the conversation. The conversation is Patrick Mahomes didn't throw that pick and just throw his arms up in the air and walk off the field. The narrative of the conversation is Chris Jones stood there and watched and gave zero effort in a moment where he needed to. Patrick Mahomes is 100% at fault for throwing the interception, but he didn't just piss and moan and cry about it. He tried to make a tackle. He tried to do something. That's the conversation. Not saying that Patrick Mahomes is not at fault for throwing the interception. So listen before you try to react and make sure you know what we're talking about. Chris Jones quit on that play. He's now quit on Twitter. He's quit on Instagram. That's what we're talking about. Tyquan Thornton ran down the field and tried to make a play. The conversation is, in that moment where Chris Jones was needed to be there, he was watching, standing, walking. When Patrick Mahomes threw a pick, that yes, is his fault, he did not just go off to the field, throw his arms up in the air. He actually tried to make a play.
He tried to make a play, sacrificed his body.
It's two things.
Nobody else did. It is two separate conversations.
Yes, it's a bad interception. It's a 14-point swing. It's on the goal line. It's all there. It's 99-yard pick six. No one is debating that. What we're debating is why your leaders are quitting on the team.
Right. And really the interesting thing about the Chris Jones stuff for me is shows who he really is, right? Your team just got beat. You're on social media when the times are good and celebrating with everybody and living up life and enjoying the winning. Things are a little tough right now. Not hard to overcome. You're 2-3 through 5 games. Whoop-de-doo. You can overcome that. But to me, by deleting social media, deleting your Instagram and deleting Twitter is a direct reflection of what you did last night in that game. You quit. You don't quit that kind of stuff. You had a bad day. You rally and you say, you know what? I did stink last night. The fans are right. Now, I'm not sure what's being said. If you're being vulgar, if you're being crude, if you're being socially unacceptable, screw you. You're the one that should be deleting your Twitter and Instagram accounts. You should not be attacking and taking personal shots at a player where they have to delete their account. But also, too, you've got to be thicker skinned than that if you're a professional athlete. Not every day is going to be great. We've had a great run here in Kansas City. We're on a great run here in Kansas City. It's always not going to be 100% perfect. And when things go wrong and fans saw you quit on the field, that's going to tick them off. Fans spend good money to go watch the teams play. They feel ownership in the team. And when somebody quits on them, like we saw last night, you quit on the fans too. You quit on the town. You quit on your teammates. and then you quit social media? How about putting up a tweet going, I apologize. I screwed this up. This is on me. Take all the blame for it. Own that. Be an adult. Don't delete your social media.
Yeah, and it's not just Mahomes' response within that play that was different than Chris Jones' response. Mahomes then came back on the field and led a drive that took up half of the fourth quarter.
Mahomes has led this team to
the lead.
everything this year.
Mahomes then, and I didn't get a chance to listen to Josh Briscoe after the game. I went directly to bed, as I'm sure you guys did as well. I guarantee Mahomes went in the locker room and said, hey, that's on me. I got to be better there. Hats off to Lloyd, but I made a mistake there, let my guys down. And the other leader is standing and watching with 20 seconds left, deleting social media. It's just not a good look at all.
Right. It's not. It really is a bad look, quite honestly. It's a childish look when you delete social media like that.
I can also take the other side and defend him because I know that his aunt passed away.
Sure.
And there are evil people. I mean, there's evil people on this text line right now just throwing
if you're doing stuff like that, you're a loser,
And
man.
I think that's part of the reason why he's probably like, you know what, I'm going to get out of this. And again, a lot of it is, watching the plays on the field last night, but I think a lot of it is probably there are just asshats out there that like to be those people. I think there's trolls all morning. People saying I got Mahomes' balls in my hands and all this sort of stuff. Like, you woke up, got on your phone, and thought, you know what? I'm going to be an ass and troll these people that I've never met in my life, and just to do it. Like, I hope you find peace and happiness, and I hope you find kindness in the world, but there's not a lot of time for you guys. So I think on the other side of it, yes, you got to get rid of stuff when it's making you, feel a certain way. And I'm sure that there are people out there that are going at Chris Jones for things that aren't involving football.
Yeah, and that's ridiculous. If you go the personal shot route and take shots at his family or whatever it is, him, you can comment on his play. That is all 100% above board. You start taking personal shots on social media, you're the problem. Yeah. Not Chris Jones. You're the problem.
Right.
But also, don't read it, man. Just stay on there. Don't go to social media.
Right.
You don't have to respond or even look at what's going on social media. It's okay to keep that phone in your pocket, delete the app. When you delete social media, it does look like you're running from something, though. Don't let some bad apples spoil everything that you've done here in Kansas City. And I know fans are pissed, and they should be. It was a bad look by Chris Jones last night. But it's no reason to personally attack him on social media.
Yeah, somebody says, can we give praise to McDuffie for the interception? Yeah. Even though it was a bad missed call. But either way,
got it.
We didn't do it.
Yeah.
Should have been 2 interceptions for McDuffie. I cannot get over that interception drop in the corner of the field. I just cannot get over it. That's when you watch this game again, if you do, or you go back and think to yourself like where it shifted, it was that play.
Yeah.
That's the play. When that happened, I was like, that's just not good because that's a second opportunity. That's a second chance. That's all this sort of stuff that the game shifts. And then you throw the pick six on top of that. Like, I don't know how many pick six we've seen Mahomes throw in his career, but I mean, it seems like that one was one of the more brutal ones that we've seen. So, yeah, last night's game, we've discussed what's happened with the end of the game with Chris Jones, the player, not, what's going on outside of his life.
Right.
I thought Kelsey played well. I thought that, Patrick Mahomes was good. I mean, obviously he made a mistake. I thought the running game was great. Like they said, we were averaging, 7 yards a carry? Is that right? Or averaging, yeah, I mean, that's nuts. I mean,
the Chiefs averaged 7.2 yards per carry yesterday.
Well, and that's
insane.
That's usually something that it's like, okay, Mahomes broke off a few big scrambles, and it makes that number look better. Mahomes ran the ball 6 times for 60 yards, so it wasn't at a much higher clip than that. It's not like he's drastically raising those numbers. I mean, the ground attack was, and I don't want to come out and say I'm okay with the penalty. Kingsley Suamataia was called for a holding penalty in the game. That offensive line has looked good week after week. It's been almost a month now of seeing them improve week after week so not for nothing there. Those guys are playing well up front.
They're playing really good up front right now. And I have no questions in my mind, no concerns in my mind at all about this offensive line. You saw Patrick back there. He had all day a number of times to throw that football. And when you run for 7.2 yards a clip, you're doing things on the offensive line. They have figured things out. Trey and Creed were outstanding last night. We criticized them a couple of weeks ago, and rightfully so. But they're playing awesome right now. Trey and Creed have stepped up their game. Simmons is outstanding. Kingsley's playing good. Jawan Taylor, they flag him yesterday. That's the wide receiver not lining up the proper way. You've got to be on that line or uncovered, however it works. That's on the wide receiver, not him. He's been great since Andy Reid has called him out. I have no question marks with this offensive line right now. I love the way this offensive line is playing.
I think the other thing that you could say is, yes, the Chiefs puked away a lot of opportunities last night, but the Jacksonville Jaguars also took those opportunities and won the game. They were not scared. They were not afraid. They did not run away. They stuck with it, and they ended up winning the game, and Trevor Lawrence was good, especially down the stretch. He was good, and, you might have let them score too quick. I don't know, you might have scored too quick, but again, that's a game last night that in the last 7 years of this Chiefs franchise, we've seen them win. That's a game they didn't win. That's alarming. Watching how the game ended, Trevor Lawrence lying on the ground, gets up, scores, 95, watches him walk in. So there's, I think, a lot of reason why the fan base is maybe feeling a certain way. And I think the reason for that is because you're seeing what's not the norm, right? Like 14-point lead, they had won 23 straight games. That ended.
Right.
They were up 14-0, could have been up way more. They drop an interception. There's uncharacteristic plays. To me, what I'm starting to see from this team is everybody's trying to play and think too much. And I think they've gotten away from what their strength is, and that is just being a God-given talent team that knows how to go out there and play. You're seeing that affect these players, and what that's causing is teams that you're playing not having that fear of, like, we can't get Patrick Mahomes the ball back. We can't, we can't turn it over. We can't share field goals for touchdowns. That whole thing is out. Now the Chiefs are 2-3. Detroit comes to town. You have a chance to either go to 500 again, or you have a chance to go to 2 games under 500.
Right.
So a big pivotal week coming up for this Kansas City Chiefs team. I wonder if it's too early to kind of have a moment with this team to be like, hey, we're back at practice today. Get your head out of your ass. Don't worry about this loss. Grow from it, get better. Is there anything anyone would like to vent about? Is there anything that we'd like to have a conversation about? Is there anybody in here that has something they'd like to say? Yeah. If not, I'm going to assume everything's well, even though I know it's not.
Right, yeah, and that's ultimately what you have to do as the leader of this franchise. You gather everybody around and you say, look, if you have nothing to say right now, then nobody's going to say anything. We're not going to act like we do on the sidelines where everybody's throwing things and doing all that kind of stuff. The one thing that we're going to do is we're going to get back to basics because we're not far away. It's the little things. We correct these little things, we'll be okay. Remember, this team was 1-5 in 2015 and won 10 in a row, and the talent level on that team wasn't even as close to the talent level on this team right now.
Let's get to our first Josh of the day. Josh Briscoe joins us now.
He's the first voice you hear 3 hours before kickoff and the first voice you hear after the final whistle.
Future Hall of Fame receiver, future Hall of Fame quarterback, being able to figure it out for the last half of the season.
Here's the new Chiefs Radio Network pregame and postgame show host, Josh Briscoe.
That's right. You hear him pre and post. You heard him 2 hours ago when he finally got off the air.
When'd you get out of here?
Josh Briscoe, how much sleep have you gotten so far in the last 8 hours?
More than you guys, probably pretty close to 6 hours, I would say. So really, my rest levels aren't the problem. My record is the problem. The murmurs have begun once again. This might be my fault. I don't know. I am not having a winning start doing pre and post. I'm having a great time doing it. I wasn't having a great time doing pregame. I don't know about postgame. There have been some rough ones.
Well, it's our fault that they lost the Super Bowl, so we feel your pain, JB.
Good. Great. Okay, good. We can share that one a little bit. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we all got to own it. And I'll tell you what, I didn't see you last night, but I know you can watch as good as Chris Jones can.
Yeah, no, I had a pretty good view for it. And
so did he.
Look, I understand. Yeah, no, I understand. And I saw that clip in the playback, and I went, oh, this is good. I know what we're going to start with tomorrow morning because, that's the way that it goes. I really put some thought into it, guys, because here's the first thing, okay? First of all, that's a brutal look for Chris Jones. It's a brutal play at a bad time, and I'm not defending that. It's having an effort problem, or at least what looks like an effort problem, and what ends up being the game-changing play. I guess there's a penalty, so it wouldn't have been the end either way. That's a terrible look, and you can't have that. But I do think I've solved a little bit of something. I'm genuinely interested if you guys think this is fair. I think we spend so much time blaming Chris Jones because he's one of 2 defensive players, maybe 3, who we're comfortable having expectations for. Because we talk about Chris Jones every time the Chiefs lose, and George Karlaftis, he fades into the mist. Gary Tillery fades into the mist. I know no Omar Norman-Lott. Ashton Gelati was out there yesterday. There has not been. Charles Minahu had a few good snaps. That was great. Maybe his first couple of impact plays of the season by and large. So I understand why the conversation always begins with the star of your defense. But, man, it's still really tough for me to have any way to envision, like, oh, you know what this defense looks like without Chris Jones? You saw it on that Trevor Lawrence touchdown because he took himself back. He was gassed, whatever. I just think this defense continues to have, like, some real personnel problems that we probably don't spend enough time talking about because of Chris Jones' cap number. That's my theory.
So what you're saying, Briscoe, is that we go from wanting a running back in this team to maybe going and trading for an edge rusher.
Yeah, and not to pat myself on the back, I wish I was wrong. I've been here for a really long time. We were talking about this together last year, especially early in the season, as the Chiefs pass rush, the four-man rush, was not effective enough. You go, okay, well, there's Chris Jones, and there's Steve Spagnuolo doing stuff with the blitz. What else is there going to be? And I like George Karlaftis. I think he's a nice player, but they make him their big investment on that defensive line this offseason. And again, Omar's been off and on, and they had him put on a bunch of weight in training camp. Ashton Gelati looks like a nice player, but that doesn't mean he's an impact player right now. So, yeah, I mean, you can look back to the, I don't know, what's the most fun, like, what was the most fun mercenary contract or mercenary trade? It was Melvin Ingram, I guess, maybe. Mm-hmm. There's a couple options that you can pick. I think they probably should be looking at that because having one more legitimate plus player on the edge would really help this defense. And look, I'll take this one. I told you guys months ago, I think Charles Minahu was the most underrated defensive player coming into this season. He hasn't had that kind of impact post-injury. I don't know if he's ever getting back to full speed that we saw him at. So there are just so many places. And look, again, like, Shamari Connor is a nice player in some circumstances. Do you guys know how many of the defensive snaps he's played this season?
Negative.
100%. He's played every defensive snap according to Pro Football Reference. He's played 303 of 303 available defensive snaps.
Wow.
And that's tough for me. And I will say maybe there's a rounding error there. Pro Football Reference is a clean, flat 100%. So I don't think Noel Williams is single-handedly saving the defense yesterday. I don't think Chris Roland Wallace is single-handedly stopping all of those big plays. But the idea that Noel Williams got 4 defensive snaps, and I need to see where Trent McDuffie lined up and why that didn't work better. It's just such a frustrating day all across the defense. You can make it from Chris Jones to Spags to Nick Bolton. Trent McDuffie might be the only guy that I don't have a play in my mind. Like, man, what was he doing? He's one of the other guys we're comfortable having expectations for.
When you look at this game last night and you look at it from the offensive side, obviously, I don't think Xavier Worthy was himself like he was in that Ravens game. He was clearly beat up with that ankle. But when you look at this game, Travis Kelce did his part on the offensive side. That offensive line is what? The only silver lining that comes from this game?
Yeah, the offensive line is very much worth it. I actually think, and again, like, man, the result makes this, like, so easy to gloss over, and understandably, and they got to gloss over it because they got to get to the Lions game on Sunday. But Tyquan Thornton, who ended the game 3 for 90, had 3 for 90 at halftime. Isaiah Pacheco had a couple of his best runs of the season and looked a little bit more like his old self, like a little bit more of that violence and one nice little cutback. That I'm not telling you he's turning into Adrian Peterson, but it was like a nice game for him. It was a nice game for Kareem Hunt, who busted off a 33-yarder, who hurdled a guy, stuff I didn't know that he could still do. And then ultimately, by the time the game's over, your leading rusher is Patrick Mahomes, and you have too many of those back-breaking mistakes to survive it. So I really do think, especially in that first half, not only were there silver linings, there was some, like, exciting stuff. Yeah. They were spreading the ball around. Lots of guys got involved, and then it just absolutely fell apart. That sequence around halftime, before and after, so many opportunities to put this game away.
I love what they did offensively. I overwhelmed in the first couple of drives. Like, this is great. This is what we've been lacking. And then they stopped. And then they kind of went, back to, getting stopped by Jacksonville, who credit them. They made adjustments. They made changes. Lloyd's interception, just a brilliant play by him. He's so smart as a linebacker. I mean, he just made such a great play yesterday on Patrick Mahomes. And they got it back, again. But I don't hate to be this guy because I feel like I'm speaking for everybody. We've had 3 losses this season, and Harrison Butker has been a major factor in all 3 of these losses. I am done with watching Harrison Butker give us an opportunity to lose games as opposed to win games now. And Josh, he's nothing special anymore. Everybody can kick a 60-yard field goal in the NFL.
That's the thing. I'm guessing you guys may have mentioned this, but I think Nick Springer, my producer there for pregame and postgame for the Chiefs Radio Network, he mentioned on that late punt, like, wait a second, I think this is a 61-yard field goal. Harrison Butker can't kick from 61 now. And then even more damningly, at the end of the game, he can't kick it into the landing zone in the most important moment, the most important kickoff of the game. I don't think it makes you that guy to say that Harrison Butker has cost the Chiefs all season so far. And I'm with you. What I've just sort of taken to saying right now is that Harrison Butker is something he hasn't been in a very long time. He's just a kicker. He's an NFL kicker, and he's not a particularly high-ranking one right now. Is his ceiling still up there? I suppose, but the balls have gotten easier to kick. The young kickers are getting stronger, and he's making mistakes. Like, if it was just the thing like it was a couple of seasons ago where he had a bunch of weird, like, PAT short yardage issues, well, that's one thing. If he loses a little bit of distance because, the ankle injury he had, well, that's one thing. If he struggled to deal with the new kickoff rules, where the Chiefs have just been really tough on special teams all year, it feels like. If he was just struggling to put the ball in the landing zone, well, that's one thing. But right now, he's shaky short. They don't seem to trust him long, and he made a brutal, brutal mistake on the kickoff. It's just not stuff that you can be doing as theoretically the best kicker in football, and obviously this year he hasn't even been close to that.
Last one for you, JB. Do people still fear the Chiefs?
I think the context for that will matter. I don't think that the Detroit Lions should come to town fearing the Chiefs. I think if somebody hosts the Chiefs in the wild card round of the playoffs, they will be absolutely terrified. And that's a projection. That's a return of Rashee Rice. And really, even in this game, it's so, and this is the NFL. This is how it works. We are 2 plays, maybe one, or no, that's not even true. We're 1 play away from talking about how the Chiefs escaped against a scrappy Jags team on the road. The turnovers was there. They got one back. We are a play away from saying the Chiefs are in a spot to be at least 500 when Rashee Rice returns, and they got away with this one in Jacksonville, and the vibes would be totally, totally different today, even though all the performances would be ostensibly pretty much the same. So I still think it's far too soon to be talking about like, oh, no one fears the Chiefs anymore. I think no one fears the Ravens right now, but like the Eagles lost to the Broncos, and they're still going to be fearsome, even though they're weird too. So, and same basically goes for the Bills. It's a weird league. It's a stuffy AFC. I think the Chiefs remain very much in the mix. I think that mystique will remain once the weather gets colder.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. They're still the Chiefs. They're only 2-3. The world is not ending. This could be the Raider game. This could be the Tennessee game. Use it for good and figure things out. 2-3. We're still very much alive for this thing.
The Lions game on Sunday night is going to be a big one, man. That's a good football team, and 2-4 doesn't feel very good. But I'm with you, man. Rashee Rice comes back and this offense gets another gear. You just got to, and I would trust Spags to do this to some extent. You've got to figure out what's going on defensively. I really do think maybe you find an edge rusher somewhere. Maybe Spags gets one more crack at kind of tightening that rotation a little bit. I think the offense could still be very, very good. You just have no margin for error now, which obviously isn't a world the Chiefs have lived in very much.
Well, Briscoe, keep doing the Lord's work for pre and post game, and another late one for you on Sunday night, but we're here for it. We appreciate the time.
May your caffeine get you to 10:01 a.m., fellas. I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Josh.
That's Josh Briscoe there joining us. He does pre and post game on the Chiefs radio network. Hey, another bright light at the end of the tunnel because we made you some money last night.
That's
if you
right.
would have followed us, we have proof and we will give it to you on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. I got Mahomes' balls in my hands.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Mitch Holtis every Friday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers #2 are ready for you. That's right. They're hiring, and they're looking for folks to join their pre-apprenticeship program. And this is great for anybody. Maybe you're graduating high school, and you're thinking, I just don't know what I want to do. Or maybe you've gone through college, and you're still thinking, I don't know what I want to do. Or maybe you're already working in the industrial trades, and you're thinking, I want to join the guys over at Sheet Metal 2 because they are awesome. Their pre-apprenticeship program starts at $24.55 per hour, and after 3 months, you'll start making $27, $27 $1.67 an hour, and you're going to get family health coverage at no cost to the employee at all. And the Sheet Metal Workers Union does so much, from industrial sheet metal to architectural sheet metal to HVAC service and repair. They're involved with everything right here in Kansas City. Smart Local 2 welcomes everyone from seasoned professionals to those with no experience, and they offer career training, job security, and a path to advancement, all while providing the tools and support you need to succeed. Check them out at sheetmetal2.org. That is sheetmetal2.org.
Around here, we've got each other's backs. When it comes to health insurance, we want that same kind of support. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City gets that. They're from around here too. Backed by the national strength of the Cross and Shield, they help you make confident choices, no matter where you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here for wherever you are. That's the benefit of blue.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be, with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best-dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or newtonjames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence. Only at Newton James.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6812. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6812. That's 800-575-6812.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Legendary. Doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
29 in Platte City. Southbound now shut down with an accident before 92 highway. Forced exit at Main Street, but about 2 miles of mostly crawling traffic at best in through there. Northbound also affected coming up from around Bethel Road. 169 highway southbound heavy around Berry with a couple of accidents reporting. 70 inbound to the Missouri side. Slow from Little Blue Parkway past 470. And it's slow again around 435 over towards 31st Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Oh boy, we got some tough ones on the text line today. Some tough guys.
Tough guys or people in a tough spot?
We'll call them Todds or Toads. I wish you guys would be more realistic. We just listened to you be wrong about the Royals for an entire season based on Bud Hope. None of you know any more than the average fan does. You spew hyperbolic all year with no insight for real.
Yes, you're absolutely right about that. The fact of the matter is, though, we're entertaining and you're not.
Yeah, you can come in here and do a segment if you like. Show. Feel free. 7,000 Squib Road. Come on up here, buddy.
Yeah, you
come down here and sit down and put a mic in front of your face, and we'll see what you have to say.
We'll back away and we'll let you do your thing.
Congratulations, being miserable and a troll.
I mean, yeah, I understand everybody's in their feelings this morning, and rightfully so. That game last night was not a fun one to watch, especially when you're up 14-0. You should put that game away and win that thing and be 3-2.
Were the Royals in playoff contention?
All year long they were.
Well, hold on, Bobby. You were just getting into criticism there of the Chiefs. And according to the text line, that's not what's you are doing that.
We've been critical of the Chiefs all morning long. Since 6 o'clock this morning, we've been pretty critical of this franchise.
So he's
now,
wrong.
You can point out things that were good, and you can point out things that were bad in this game, no doubt. I mean, there were some really good things. Like, if you're still questioning whether or not the offense has it, stop. Because this offense is awesome, and it's only going to get better. The problem was the mental mistakes, and I think those are fixable mistakes. I do. I think mental mistakes are fixable. Personnel mistakes are harder to overcome, right? Like we talked about all last year. We didn't have a left tackle. There was nothing we could do in the course of the season to get one, okay? But you know what you can correct? Mental mistakes. It's all about taking a deep breath, thinking, not reacting, doing the right thing, playing within the rules of the game. Those are fixable things. Turnovers are fixable things. Not having the right personnel, that's not a fixable thing. And at this point in time, I think they have pretty much good personnel. Maybe you pick up a defensive lineman somewhere before the trade deadline, but you don't have to go out there and look for somebody that's going to take you to the next level on either side of the ball. You have all that. You just have to play a smarter brand of football. And last night, they played a very not smart brand of football.
Here's something realistic for you, Fescoe. We made money last night for anybody that tagged along on our parlay. Again, this parlay was plus 800. Plus 800. Travis Kelce touchdown. That happened, right?
Yes, it did. Okay. Almost had 2 yesterday.
Yeah. Tyquan Thornton, his over-under yards on DraftKings was 16.5. What did he finish with?
A lot.
90.
Yeah. I think it hit before the game started.
It hit on the first play they threw to him.
Yeah.
I got a ton of texts where people were like, nice call on Thornton. And then I got a couple others that were like, should have bet alternate yards like 40 or 50. Thank you.
Thank you.
But he
yes,
got 16.5.
And you know what? I should have played the Powerball numbers that won yesterday.
Yeah. And then Nathan had Isaiah Pacheco to have more than 29.5 yards. I believe he had 38.
36 is what the final stats say. You got it.
By the skin of your teeth.
He sat there right at 30
yeah,
for like
he did.
half of the game, and I'm like, man, he's gonna lose a yard,
Yeah.
and that'll be it. But yeah, hey, plus 800.
Yeah, we won for you yesterday. So the Chiefs may not have won on the field, but if you followed us, you would have won with your pocketbook.
So I don't know how realistic that is for you, Daryl or Todd, whoever you are in the text line, but there you go. That's a realistic hit for the first time all year. Hey, it took 5 weeks.
Hey, so what? We got it, right?
Yeah. It was, again, Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown. Tyquan Thornton, over 16.5 yards receiving, and Isaiah Pacheco to have more than 29.5 rushing yards.
You talk about Tyquan Thornton doing what he did yesterday, right? He's been very good for this team. This is what I talk about when I say franchises ruin quarterbacks as much as quarterbacks ruin themselves. I think it's a 50-50 split for franchises that ruin quarterbacks versus quarterbacks that just suck. But that goes for just about every player out there. How Tyquan Thornton could not find a spot on a very bad New England Patriots team for the last year or so as a second-round pick is beyond me. And you know why he wasn't successful in New England? Because it wasn't a successful organization at the time that he was there. The coach was not good. The quarterback was not good. He did not have the opportunity to go out there and play like he does here in Kansas City with geniuses on the coaching staff on the offensive side, a genius at quarterback that can get him the football. Tyquan Thornton right now is showing why he was a second-round pick, and he's able to do that because of the infrastructure around him is so much better than it was in New England. And now, once we get Rice back, too, into the mix, Tyquan Thornton's all of a sudden your number 4. Hey, Hollywood Brown had himself a night last night,
great
too.
catch last night.
Stupid penalty again. You can't do that kind of stuff, punch somebody in the face and get a 15-yarder. But I thought Hollywood Brown, man, like he was good last night.
Till the very end.
Yeah.
Hit him right in the shoulder pad.
Got to turn your head
Got to
around
catch
there,
that.
Well, it's Mahomes' fault. He threw it too early. I'm just trying not to have his balls in my hand. As we now have a new favorite drop.
Well, Hollywood Brown didn't either.
No, he didn't. He didn't have it either.
No.
Yeah, no, he didn't. And you gotta take it and move forward. Look, they've got maybe 3 more losses they can afford, and we've got 12 more games left. So you think about the numbers there. You got to go 9-3 the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And the rest of the season.
And you can do that. You're very capable of doing that.
Break the season down to do that. You got Denver twice, the Chargers again, Buffalo,
Raiders,
Commanders,
Christ.
all that sort of stuff. So, but you got to let it all go as we move on to Motown.
Because now it's Tuesday and you're already a day behind. So you got to focus on moving forward.
We'll get to start bench cut on the other side here. Brought to you by Jay Southland Tow. Get the note, Jay Southland Tow. You're listening to 96.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are going to make you feel better. That's right. You're thinking to yourself, how are they going to make me feel better? I've tried surgeries. I've tried meds. I've tried all this stuff. Well, what you're going to try now is QC Kinetics because there is no surgery, there are no steroids, and there are no meds involved. That's why QC Kinetics is so successful. Look beyond the traditional medicine when you have chronic joint pain. Patients fighting that pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors from your own body. And we're not talking about surgery or anything like that. This is a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast and all natural with no downtime. So if your back or your knees or your shoulder hurt all the time, explore all of your options. Don't let them tell you more surgery or pills are your only choices. Call QC Kinetics and get that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Appointments available on Saturdays off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone with QC Kinetics.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help this patient.
Hi, this is Doug. I'm a patient with Heartland Men's Health. I've been doing low T treatment for just under a year now. I've always dedicated my life to work. I've always found the time to go to gym. I'm 46 years old. My energy level has been on a roller coaster. With work, when we would have like long, stressful meetings, I would notice that I was very exhausted and drained afterwards. And with the low T treatment, I'm not as stressed. I started to feel a lot more level-headed. The roller coaster kind of went away. I think Heartland Men's Health, they really have it figured out. The professional staff, I think it's a wonderful treatment for men of any age. And it's definitely a benefit I'm going to continue.
Thank you. It's true. Your initial appointment includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars, and you're going to love GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone. Lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door, RENNER, forward and back.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door has proudly served our community for decades. The best styles, technology, and family values. That's Renner. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Flat City 29, both directions affected with an accident north of 92 Highway. Southbound, you're forced off at Main Street, but it's a 2.5-mile backup of mostly stopped traffic to get to that exit. Northbound heavy coming up from before 435. 169 Highway southbound still heavy around Barry with an earlier problem. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Here's Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac with this week's edition of Start,
Nathan.
Bench, Cut.
Sorry, Nathan.
That's okay. I made the listeners money. Mac hasn't done so yet.
You know what? And Mac,
good call.
I don't know who's probably more down bad today, Mac Morey or Alex Gold.
Well, Max and
we may never see Mac
Cancun.
again.
Yeah.
He had the Ravens still winning the North. He had Travis Hunter as a bust. He's a diehard Chiefs fan.
Good week for him to be gone.
He had the Chiefs as the best team in the NFL as Max Pack.
He did. Getting a glimpse to see a little bit of what Travis Hunter could do on both sides last night. That guy's fun to watch. I
Yeah.
hope they deploy him more in Jacksonville. Now that the Chiefs have played them.
Yeah, right, exactly. Which, by the way, total behind-the-scenes thing, you're doing Max Pack tomorrow, Nathan, so be ready to have those 5 teams that Mac won't.
We'll get into it. The Chiefs will not be number 1.
Oh, okay. All right. It's fair. You ready, Dust Man?
I'm ready. Start Pitch Cut brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow. Get in the know with Jay's Southland Tow. Start Pitch Cut, Cochran, Butker, Jones.
I'm starting Jones.
Okay.
I'm benching Cochran, and I'm cutting Butker.
I can't decide who I want to cut between Cochran and Butker.
Yeah.
There's no use for either of them if they're playing this way.
Right. I'm kind of with you on that. But I think, for me, cutting Butker, he's had a direct impact in all 3 losses, a major impact in all 3 losses. Jack Cochran made a couple of holding penalties last night. Now, if it were real life we're talking about cutting, I would cut Jack Cochran today. I absolutely would. The Jets have done it twice this season. Now, they're 0-5. Not that you do everything that the Jets do, but sometimes you just need to send a message.
I would bench Butker if a backup kicker is something teams had just because of the clutch moments he's had in the postseason.
Okay.
Moving on and Start Pitch Cut brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow. Coach of the Year nominees, maybe. Liam Cohen, Mike Vrabel, or Steve Steichen over in whatever the hell you say his name in Indianapolis.
Oh, that guy. I was like, who is that guy?
Is that his name? Steichen?
You have Stiction. I'm like,
Stitcoin.
I have no idea who Bitcoin
Shane
is.
Steichen.
Yeah, is that Shane Steichen? Is he the indie guy?
Samsonite.
Or is he the jackass from Philly that punched the player? And what was that guy's name? Who apologized yesterday?
Never heard of him. Gannon. And
Gannon.
he said, I don't love the look of that.
He said he woke up feeling bad about it, apologized to DeMarcado and said, out of mind, sorry.
Yeah.
So feed the man the rock.
I'm going to start Liam Cohen because I think the award is who's the best new head coach. That's what the award is.
Jacksonville's never started 4-1 with a new head coach.
The Jets have never started 0-5.
That's fair. I did not take the Jaguars seriously until last night.
Yeah.
So I think you have to consider Liam Cohen for that award. I think Shane Steichen's done the best job, but since he is not new to that team, I'm going to bench him and then cut Mike Vrabel. I think the league should know that he's a good coach by now, although he should be in discussion for the award, especially if Drake May continues to blossom.
If this is Coach of the Year, I know how the voters vote. New England is on the East Coast, so I'm going to start Mike Vrabel. I'll bench Liam Cohen, and I'll cut Shane Steichen.
Who's Gary Myers voting for?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Gary Myers does not want anybody to win Coach of the Year. I don't know. I don't think there's anybody worth it. Okay.
I didn't even look at this on DraftKings. These are your top 3 candidates for Coach of the Year. Shane Steichen, number 1. Liam Cohen, number 2. Mike Vrabel, number 3.
Well, yeah.
With Kyle Shanahan is number 4 on the list.
He should be in the conversation. He's done an amazing job this year.
The Jaguars have matched their win total from last season.
And
the other two teams aren't far off.
I mean, the Chiefs have already surpassed their loss total from last year's regular season. How about Dan Campbell at plus 1,000 in 5th? Because he doesn't have coordinators?
I don't know.
I mean, Andy Reid, where's he at? Oh, yeah, he's
last.
No, he's not.
Oh.
He's plus 6,000. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coaches below him.
Oh, okay.
But that's because most of those coaches will be fired.
Yeah.
More so on start, bench, cut. How about possible MVP candidates? And these names are serious. Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Daniel effing Jones.
Well, I'll start Goff because he has the Super Bowl experience. I'll bench Baker, and then I'm cutting Daniel Jones. He is far from an MVP, but playing great this year.
You know who the number 1 seed is in the AFC right now?
Colts.
That's right.
I'm still going to cut Daniel Jones. Sorry.
Indiana Jones is out?
He's out of there. New York Jones, Indiana Jones, they're all out of there. I'm going to start.
What about Chris Jones?
Well, I started him as well in start, bench, cut.
Would you rather have Chris Jones or Indiana Jones?
I would rather
Like
have
the
Chris.
actual Indiana Jones?
Well,
Yeah.
Or like Daniel Indiana Jones?
Either.
Oh, man.
I'd rather take Indiana Jones than just about anybody in the NFL. Imagine
The
having Indiana
first
Jones
3
on your
movies
team.
of Indiana Jones. I don't need Crystal Skull and whatever that last one was. I don't need those 2. But, man, Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Are you kidding me?
Let me start Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He's 4 game-winning scores, 4 game-winning drives into 4 wins, and the other loss, he almost had a 5th one. So I think the narrative could be he's very clutch later in the season if the Bucs are competing for a 1 seed. And I'll bench Jared Goff, cut Daniel Jones.
Next one goes to wide receiver 1s in the NFL when it comes to leading stuff. There's this guy.
But Baker Mayfield also did it without his number 1 wide receiver, Mike Evans. And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, going for over.
So that guy, Abuka is how you say his name, Puka or JSN. So Puka, Abuka, or JSN.
I'll start Puka. I picked him to win the Offensive Player of the Year before the season. I think he's up to that. JSN, I'll bench him. Shout out JSN. You're carrying my fantasy team right now. He's been fantastic. And it sucks to bench him, but I'm going to bench Egbuka.
I'm actually going to go in that in the order that you don't have. Well, no, I'll go in that order. Puka first. Start him. He's got a lot of experience.
He's just a stud, dude.
I will bench Gronk's guy, and then I will cut JSN. Yeah, Puka's so good.
He just knows what he's doing, man. He's just,
Well, that's the thing. He knows what he's doing. Very smart football player.
Emeka Egbuka.
That or Mike McDaniel's press conference.
They're both tough.
Emeka Egbuka.
Well, we move on to running backs. Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, or Travis Etienne?
Think about start Jonathan Taylor.
I don't know why you can't. He got 6 touchdowns in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I tried to think of a reason why I couldn't. I mean, the narrative was he had kind of fallen off the last few years, and he looks fine.
Great.
I'm going to bench James Cook, I think. I think I prefer him over Travis Etienne. The Chiefs held him to 49 yards last night. He was a non-factor. The bad thing is Trevor Lawrence was their leading rusher and took off 10 times and was effective every single one of those plays. Yeah, I'll go Taylor, Cook, and Etienne.
Taylor, Cook, Etienne. Yeah, that's kind of the order I would go as well. Yeah.
Start, bench, cut. These are your 3 wild card teams after 5 weeks in the season. The Jags, the Broncos, or the Patriots?
I'll start the Patriots. I'll bench Denver, and I'll cut the Jags.
Okay.
I think I'm going to flip-flop on the bench and the cut there. Definitely starting the Patriots because of their leader. I trust all of these teams' defenses, but I think I trust – man, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think I trust Trevor Lawrence a little more than Bo Nix in a big moment.
Okay.
When you go to your division leaders, excluding Buffalo, because I think we would all start Buffalo no matter what, these 3 teams are the division leaders, Colts, Steelers, Chargers.
Starting Pittsburgh, benching Chargers, cutting Colts, all based on leadership.
My gosh. The Chiefs are going to go on the road in the wild card round and dominate somebody.
They got to
Yeah, they are.
first.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Otherwise,
goodness.
they're on pace for 6-7 schedule.
It'll be the 6th or 7th seed probably. And
Bob hates me.
No, I don't. I'm glad you're embracing it. The fact of the matter is nobody knows what the F it means.
It means so-so.
No, it doesn't.
The kids don't even know what it
the kids
means.
don't know. You asked them. You flat out asked them, like, I'll give you $100 if you tell me what this means. They can't tell you. It's their yada yada is what I've kind of taken it as.
I think I'm going to start Pittsburgh, and then I'll bench Indy. I'll cut the Chargers just because of the injuries that continue.
That's a good point, too. They continue to have injuries, man.
All right. Today's National Taco Day.
Is that why LeBron's speaking today? Has he spoken yet?
No, it'll be like 7 o'clock Eastern
You
time.
think he's going to come out and speak about basketball? Do you think it's going to be tacos? Do you think it's going to be life? Like, what do you guys think?
A lot of rumors say it's the only time ever a father son have retired on the same moment.
Okay.
National Taco Day. What do you like better, the soft shell, the hard shell, or the street style shell?
Street style in a long margin, then soft shell, then hard shell.
No, it's same thing. Keep the other 2 far away from me. Street style all day.
Start, bench, cut, the filler of the taco, beef, chicken, steak. Or they say carne asada.
Yeah, you got to like beef, steak, and beef are kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
starting
same.
any sort of carne, steak, whatever you
carne
want to call it.
asada, then I'll go chicken, and then I'll leave the beef at
Don't
the
sleep
end.
on the pulled pork taco.
So good.
When you come to sauces on the taco, you go verde sauce, a regular like red salsa, or just a little pico, the little chunk.
Verde pico salsa. I'm a sucker
You
for
and I
green
align on
sauce.
tacos,
Yeah.
Bob. Same thing here.
Yeah, when I get enchiladas, I want the green.
The
color.
green enchiladas, man.
That's
When
what I made that you couldn't have.
When I had those for the first time in South Texas, I thought I'd died and gone to
Hello.
heaven. Oh, the green chicken enchiladas, and then you get a hot tortilla and soak up the sauce because that's what you need with butter on it. Oh, so good.
Yeah, somebody says, start, bench, cut due to Trevor Lawrence, nose picking, ears picking, teeth picking.
Yeah, just start the
You ever see
ear.
somebody just drilling
I
at
mean,
it?
that guy, he's lucky they won because we'd be seeing memes all morning long of Trevor Lawrence looking like a dope on the sideline digging for gold up there.
Or he doesn't get up off the ground there after falling down,
Yeah.
after being caught picking his nose. It's over for
Right,
Trevor Lawrence.
right. I mean, were you hoping because I was yelling at the TV, eat it, eat it, eat it. I'll bet you $50 the Smales kid eats it. Eat it, eat it. Come on, Trevor. You can ask Jen. I'm sitting there chanting, eat it at this guy, hoping he ate his booger. And she's like, why are they keeping the camera on him this long? I'm like, exactly. They want to see if he eats the booger.
They know what they have.
They know. I mean, you got a starting quarterback in the NFL picking his nose like that on the sidelines. You're waiting for him to go in and devour that booger.
Oh, gross. The Family Guy scene where he picks his nose, goes over to
Wow.
Meg. Love you. Coming up next, we get to a guy that we love, Josh Klingler. He'll join us at 9:30. We'll get back into what that game was last night. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear from ESPN's Nate Taylor every Thursday at 8:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
I'll tell you, as guys, we want to look our best. We want to feel great. We want to do it in awesome clothing, right? And you're probably looking around Kansas City going, where's the best place to go for guys' clothing? And I'm going to tell you, there's a great place to go in downtown Overland Park. It's called Newton James. It's Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. I was in there a couple of days ago and got a chance to talk with the owner of the store and got to see some of the great clothing that they have there. They have so many great brands. They've got polo shirts. They've got button-down shirts. They've got jeans, all sorts of denim that you need, ways to look good, play good, and feel good. They've got great bags. They've got shoes. They've got everything to look your best. And over at Newton James in downtown Overland Park, they define what menswear should be with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and so much more. And they'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. And at Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Like I said, they're located in downtown Overland Park. Great store. Go over there and check them out, or at newtonjames.com. That's newtonjames.com. Elevate your wardrobe, elevate your presence, only at Newton James.
Danon Hughes here. I've seen a lot of stat lines in my playing days, but these numbers, they caught my attention. Flight by Yingling, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and all the crisp, refreshing flavor you want in a light beer. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, so you know it's got some serious history behind it. If you're into stats and taste, you're gonna love this beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Danon Hughes. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Discover the latest HVAC, plumbing, and trade solutions with companies like A.O. Smith and 20-plus other vendors at the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase. Thursday, October 23rd, 3 to 6 at J. Rieger & Co. Distillery. Plus, enjoy complimentary food, drinks, tours, prizes, and networking.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results. Faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula? No. Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall. Did he catch it? He did!
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's morning lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
Today, expect patchy fog in the morning, followed by partly sunny skies with a temperature of 68.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Another stat from the AP. This was the first time that the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens all lost in the same week since week 9 of
last year,
2017.
Wow.
When Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson were in college and Patrick Mahomes hadn't taken a single NFL snap.
I love it.
That's how dominant the AFC is.
That is great. That is a great stat right there. See, those are the fun stats. Like, that puts the thing into perspective and tells you how dominating it's been for all three of these teams over the last, 10 years or so. And so, it like things happen, things go cyclical I can't wait to talk to Josh in about 10 minutes. Hopefully he's up, and find out what it was like, not only on the sidelines last night, but on that flight home that landed at like 2:30 this morning at KCI. So
great day to sleep.
Yeah.
Honest conversation between you two and myself.
All right.
Are you more concerned with Chris Jones or Harrison Butker moving forward? Because Butker didn't miss any extra points last night, right? Drilled the ball.
Right.
But the biggest mistake he made is when he couldn't make a mistake.
Right.
And we don't normally see that from him. We also don't normally see this sort of stuff from Chris Jones, right? Week 1, tried to take the lane away from Justin Herbert, cost him the game. Last night, Trevor Lawrence falls down. Chris Jones might as well have fell down with him. I don't know where I lie right now when I look at my concern, because both are vital pieces to this team. And you look at Harrison Butker, who's been nails every single time and trusted. Now he's not. You look at Chris Jones, leader of this team, going to be a Hall of Famer, going to go down as one of the greatest Chiefs of all time. Concerning play. 1 sack, 8 tackles on the season.
I know 8 tackles on the season is a remarkably low number. But where I am, I'm more concerned with Harrison Butker, because I honestly believe the kicker can have a much bigger impact on a game, because their moments are so much more crucial than they are for a defensive tackle, right? Like, obviously, Chris Jones can impact the game. Another sack, another big play changes the whole dynamic of that game. But when you kick the ball out of bounds, or you're missing points, you're leaving points on the field, tangible points that are being left there on the field, and you're doing tangible things that you can see with your eyes of kicking the ball out of bounds, I have to go with Harry on this one. I do, because it's easier, if you will, to make that snap judgment than it is on a defensive tackle, right?
I'm not as concerned about Chris Jones, despite what happened on the last play last night, because the way he affects the game has never really been about counting stats, about tackles, about sacks. And so I can look at it the way we looked at Travis Kelce in the first 2 weeks. Like, I look at Chris Jones and say, hey, the play last night was unacceptable at the end. Also, losing contain in Sao Paulo was unacceptable. Travis Kelce also made 2 massive mistakes in 2 losses. Mm-hmm. I trust both of those guys to sort of, lock in, for lack of a better phrase, to regain their focus, reset. Butker, it seems more like he doesn't have that ability. It's more of a he's lost it issue.
He's lost it.
And I'll say, like, up until this year, even when Butker has been injured, you trust the kicking game of the Chiefs. And we kind of got used to that. And when the other team's kicker's out there, it's the opposite. You think, oh, he might miss this. In last night's game, I felt the exact opposite for the first time. Cam Little kicked a 52-yard field goal, and I assumed it was an extra point, like an old extra point before they moved back to the 15-yard line. Like, it looked like it would have been good from 80.
Right.
The guy just drilled it from over 50. And as you and I think Josh Briscoe talked about earlier, the Chiefs punted instead of kicking a 60-yard field goal, and that's not what the rest of the league is doing. So I think I'm more worried about Harrison Butker.
And that's a big reason why I am too. I keep likening him to a closer in baseball. Shelf life 3 to 4 years. Not much more than that for closers. Mariano Rivera was the exception to the rule, right? Everybody else comes. Look at Wade Davis, right? He had 3 years, excuse me, and then that was it for him. So players lose it. And I think it's easier for a defensive tackle to, quote unquote, get it back than it is for a kicker. It's such a mental thing with a kicker. And Nathan, you've mentioned this now a couple of times about they punted instead of going for a 61-yard field goal. That kind of tells you the confidence that maybe they now have in Harrison Butker. The confidence is they're thinking about what if he doesn't make it. Where in the past you didn't think about what if he doesn't make it. You just went out there and played. Now if he doesn't make it, it's great field position and you're doing a disservice to your defense at that point in time. So they punted in that situation because quite honestly, it made the most sense for all of the things when you start to add them up of what you're capable and feel good with Harrison Butker doing, and they don't feel good with him from that distance anymore. And if that's the case, then it's time to look around because these kickers now that can kick from that distance are a dime a dozen in the NFL.
Dusty?
Yeah, I'm just I'm just concerned with Chris Jones because 8 tackles, 1 sack, the way he finished last night, like to me, that seems like more of a checkout move than it is I'm getting dominated or I'm fatigued move. I mean, literally standing there. And a guy that plays against you was literally in a fetal position on the ground, got up and then ran in and scored.
And he didn't lied there on the ground and thought, should I get up and throw this? Or should there was time.
Yeah. And I just, we haven't seen this much of a falter from Butker consecutively. Like we know that there was a couple years ago where he couldn't hit an extra point, and then it was like 3 weeks into it, and then it was right back, and you're like, okay, Butker's back.
Well, with Butker, though, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Both of the years that he's struggled, last year a little bit, and then a few years ago, were both years that he was working through injuries.
Right.
He injured his ankle to start the season, on literally the first kick of the season, and then struggled later on that year. And the team came out later and said, yeah, that affected him all year. He didn't really miss a lot of time, though. And then last year blew up his knee, and he went down to his knee for the rest of the season. This is the first time that we've seen him struggle that we can't say, yeah, it's because of this.
Right. And you know what? Maybe it is because of injury or something like that. Let us know.
Right.
Like I know these teams are so stealth when it comes to protecting everything and injuries and all this kind of stuff, right? But this is a different town. If Harrison Butker was hurt, people would rally around him and be like, he's hurt. It's going to be okay. We've got his back. Or maybe it's between the ears at this point. And that's usually what it is with the athletes. And that's a scary thing. The between the ears stuff is like, I can work on the physical stuff. I can get you to change your plant foot and all that kind of stuff. Got to take years for me to get inside your noggin. Like, just for anybody, it takes years, That's why if you find a therapist, you hope he doesn't die like mine did. Yeah. Anyway, well, I'm just being honest with you. It takes years to develop that relationship and feel comfortable, talking to somebody. So the between the ears is the biggest muscle in the body that is the hardest to train. And that's the sad part for me when I look at athletes. Once they lose it between the ears, man, it's hard to get back. Physical stuff you can correct. I don't know if it's a physical thing with Harrison Butker. I think it's a mental thing at this point in time.
Yeah, it just goes back to the whole saying of, I think it's when you look at what it is, it's the yips. Yep. It's golf. Like there's guys that it's interesting too, because you look at golfers in the past, like David Duval. He was number 1 in the world during the Tiger heydays, and then something happened. He, tried to change his swing, tried to fix something, tried to add distance, and then we just never saw Duval again. You look at guys
what was his name?
David Duval.
Duval.
That's fair. So, I mean, you look at stuff like that, and, I don't know if there's people out there, but maybe you give a guy that was a local college kid a chance to come in here and Mevis and see what he can do. I know he was the thicker kicker at Mizzou.
I think you bring in everybody on the streets.
You've got that Koo kid that kicked in. I think he got signed, though, by the Giants.
Oh, no, he got signed and then cut the next day because they used some backup guy. Yeah.
Then you had that Moody kid who was in San Francisco. Maybe he needs a new place, new face.
Moody, moved off from him quick.
Yeah, they did. Dustin Hopkins, he's out there. So again, there's all these guys that maybe you could bring in. Greg Zuerlein, he played college ball at Mo West. Like he's a local guy.
Greg Zuerlein.
That's right. So
but he kind of lost it at the end too.
Well, it's all these people that say, give me a backup kicker. Then if it ain't Butker, well, you could give us some too. Who do you want to see? Those are two things that I mentioned. Like Mevis was a local kid, kicked to Mizzou. Zuerlein was a kid, went to Mo West, won a national title there. He's a free agent. Anybody could come in and show some sort of competition, and maybe Butker would be like, oh, crap, I got to look over my shoulder. I don't know if that works, but I am concerned with Chris Jones because one thing that we knew about Chris Jones is that he was a force and he created things for others. He's not doing that.
No.
And I also have been one of those guys that I'm super disappointed in the contract they gave George Karlaftis because it's not working out. And it doesn't look like it was a move. But again, some funny audio last night is Heidi Gardner joined the Manning cast and she was on right at the worst time.
I mean, she said pass, so she's in for a pass. Juju.
Oh,
no.
There's a pass.
Oh, no.
It's Juju.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, not that. No.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh,
No,
get a
he's
block.
still
Get a
going.
block,
No.
Allen. Go get him. Go get him, Thornton. Get him, Thornton.
Oh,
he's going to fumble it. Oh, my goodness gracious.
They wanted a run. The Manning brothers did. Heidi Gardner said they're going to pass it. Boy, was she right. And then it was so wrong. So Tough to see there. And then
it's funny because the Mannings are right to run it. Heidi Gardner's also right. I go, no, they're throwing.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
She's watched the Chiefs her whole life. And then after that play, we all turned into Mike McDaniel.
He was really frustrated at the, just like he's as I was, and we talked about the
I don't know what
the
this
challenge
is.
ahead to get ready for the Chargers, and that was kind of the extent of it.
He's traded sleep for tennis elbow and Bob for high school kids.
That's John Klinger.
But he's still the best in the business down there on the sidelines.
Let's go to the sideline. There's Josh Klinger.
It's Watson. Yeah, twice tonight. Justin Watson gets the big play. Jalen Watson gets the big play.
Here's Chiefs Radio Network sideline reporter Josh Klingler with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. It's our man, Josh Klingler here, or John Klinger. Cooter. Kling, you more concerned with Chris Jones, or are you more concerned with Harrison Butker?
The Harrison Butker thing is it's just unbelievable. I had a great view of that kick, and, we were kind of discussing, they have a good return game. They've returned well, blasted out of the end zone, give up a little bit of field position, not that kind of field position. And then the kick just had it had no margin for error. It was going to be bounce out of bounds or nothing. Really, he put it in a spot where really you could only bounce out of bounds unless you had a perfect football bounce, which when does that, ever happen? So that kickoff was baffling. Yes, you still have to put out the fire if you're the defense and stop things, but it felt like that was kind of doom to not just execute something that seemingly for a professional kicker would be pretty simple.
Yeah, he's been, Josh, responsible, at least in a small way, for every loss this season.
And you just don't have that confidence when the kick happens.
Right.
You're thinking, okay, can you tie the game at one point, right? You ended up taking a lead, but if you're going to tie the game, are you going to have to leave it on the foot of Butker, and is he going to be okay? Because it just doesn't feel – you don't feel the confidence you did – before that every chance at a scoring play, he was going to be delivering. You're watching every extra point right now, and you're watching every kickoff even right now. So yeah, it's been a struggle in that regard. There were plenty of blame to go around. Certainly, that video of the fall down, get up, whatever the Jags are going to call it, slip six or something. I think they were trying to pull last night from the Jaguars' perspective. There wasn't a good look in terms of, effort staying with the play because, Trevor Lawrence stayed with the play and look what it got him. So it's kind of a message for everybody that you got to stick with it, right? Even if you're on defense, because sometimes you can come and make a play when it counts.
What was the vibe like from the sidelines? Was there everybody kind of just upset, or was everybody kind of trying to stay focused for that final drive with 16 seconds left? What did you see from that side?
No, I think that they were, they thought they're going to make a stop. This is the Chiefs, right? They've done this before. They've scored late in games. That maybe hasn't always been perfect, but they scored late in games. They take a lead, they protect it, and then get out of there. And especially this defense, right? We talked a lot during the pregame. Dana and I kind of made sure we're gonna emphasize this defense because this defense doesn't get enough praise for what they get done. And so that's the side of the ball you kind of expected. Okay. When all things are left out there, you're going to figure it out. You're going to put in a stop, and you're going to end this game. And you put it in their hands. Had no problem with doing that, and it just didn't work out this particular go around. Trevor Lawrence played great. I don't know that they, fully expected him to be able to do what he could with his feet. Even though Patrick Mahomes rushed for more yards, it felt like Trevor Lawrence was the one with the more impactful run. Certainly, the game-winning touchdown, aside, I thought his ability to run was the difference. It caught the Chiefs a little bit off guard. Look, they spied, Jalen Hurts pretty well, Lamar Jackson pretty well, and they didn't have enough answers for Trevor Lawrence on the ground. I think he kind of caught him off guard with his ability that way.
Talk with Josh Klingler here on 96.5 The Fan. You know, the Chris Jones thing is obviously the story that everybody is talking about. Every time we look up at a TV screen this morning, Josh, they're talking about it. People are on X, obviously, kind of talking about it as well. Chris Jones is kind of like this team. When they're winning, it's great. And when things kind of go south, they don't handle it well. You know, they're not the best when things are adverse. How do they start handling adversity better as an overall team?
Yeah, it's hard because they haven't lost a lot, right? And they don't handle it very well. I don't think.
No.
I don't think any of us do, right? I'm guessing the text line hasn't handled losing very well
Dusty?
today, right? So
it's not Butker's fault. I'll tell you that it's Dave Tobe's fault. Is what everybody's saying on the text line?
Oh, okay,
Well,
that's right.
I'm saying none of us are great at handling losses. Okay, in Kansas City, I don't think that's a strength of ours because it just hasn't happened very much here lately. So it's not been very good. But you know, Chris Jones, he's a guy that has been prone to do this, that he saves himself for the big plays and he exerts a lot of energy. And he gets, when he gets, I don't want to say caught, but when that time happens where doesn't feel like he can make the play, it feels like sometimes he catches himself, saving it for next time. And there was no next time in this one. That's the disappointing part, that was a play that you had to give an all-out effort for. I would say that the pick six was that as well. I mean, a couple of guys busted it all the way down the field, right? Tyquan Thornton and Juju Smith-Schuster, who the pass was apparently intended for. He hauled butt to try to get down the field and try to make a play. There were plenty of other people that weren't even moving. So it's just a matter of sometimes getting back to the basics of everybody has to chip in when it's an adverse situation to try somehow, some way to make a play. They didn't get it, but I credit Thornton and Juju for making an effort to try to stop Devin Lloyd from going to the house.
Do you think this team is trying too hard?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe the first couple of games I felt that. I didn't feel it as much yesterday. I just felt like that defensively they didn't have as many answers as they had. I mean, bad breaks as well. Penalties were obviously a killer. And the penalties have been that dirty little secret, right, guys, for like a few years now. It seems like they go through these bits of time where penalties really rear their head, whether it's, jumping off sides with Juwan Taylor or, a bunch of penalties on special teams. Just those little things add up. And every once in a while, I think you need that message that, yeah, those things can burn you, and then you need to tighten it back up. So, no, I don't think it was trying too hard necessarily yesterday. I think it was kind of lack of execution that really got him yesterday.
Do you think this is Tennessee or the Raiders where it's early in the season, but this still could be that rock bottom game that turns everything around? Do you think this is that game? Did you get that same sense?
Well, first off, the Trevor Lawrence play, I know it was regular season, thankfully, but all I could think of was Andrew Luck, and all I could think of was Marcus Mariota, and those weird things that nabbed you in a playoff setting. So thankfully, this was in the regular season and early. But you look at the schedule, and you got 3 home games coming up, right? And you find yourself in a position where, are you still battling to get to the point where Rashee Rice comes back? I don't know. But it just feels like that this is a key stretch of the season, that the next, really before Thanksgiving, right? Where are you going to be before Thanksgiving? I know this team has closed very, very well in December traditionally, but can you put yourself in a position before Thanksgiving with the schedule that you have, which is pretty daunting? The 3 home games are no joke. And then at Buffalo, we know that that's going to be a bear. So I think you're into a key stretch where protect the home surface, try to get a team that's coming on shorter rest now. Now you have these short week, quote unquote, with Detroit coming to town, a very good Detroit team. Find your way for the next 3 games to really kind of turn it around. Look, it was all great sunshine and roses just a week ago, so I can't say you flush that all away at this point in time. But yesterday hopefully should be a wake-up call.
Do you have any idea why Noel Williams only played 4 defensive plays?
Yeah, that's kind of bizarre, isn't it? Kind of looking at the snap count. Didn't really notice it as it was going, but saw that snap count kind of come through this morning and thought, This kid was playing awfully well. So I'm not sure if it was something in the matchups or if it changed somehow when when they had to add a little more look for Trevor Lawrence in the ground game. I'm not sure it was a matchup situation or one of those situations where you thought you were going to get somebody in a lot more than you did because what do you get four defensive snaps, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was graded as the best defensive.
Amazing.
He was graded as the best defensive back as a rookie in all of the NFL going into this game.
Yeah, and he's played awfully well, and they've shown no fear in throwing him out there in various situations. So, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be more to the story of that one or simply got caught up in numbers and didn't get enough PT. Not exactly sure because, the kid had been playing great.
Well, there's good things to come from this game, Josh. Offensively, they're fine. Offensively, that offensive line was really good last night. Their skill position players are good. Brashard Smith has emerged real nice. I'm good with where the offense is, and it's only going to get better. Hollywood Brown was really good last night. There's a lot of good things to take away from this game last night, but the result doesn't lend it to do that.
Yeah, and I don't know how many they played right into Jacksonville's hands last night.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville's a team that has thrived so far this season on turning people over. The Chiefs have not been a team that has turned it over. And then the one big turnover that ends up in the pick six, ends up being as much the difference as anything. I know that the last drive stinks and the Lawrence touchdown run stinks, but the pick six really turned momentum. Looked like a game once they got up 14-0 that I know. Bob, you sent me the game over text, right?
Yep.
I felt like the same way. Like they were cruising, and then to have that thing kind of ripped from underneath you, and you not be able to get your sea legs and get back and get back into that was certainly disheartening. But no, there's a lot of things going. Certainly offensively, I think defensively just a blip because they have played really, really well for most of this season. That was one that they'd like to have back. And then obviously special teams was not good at all last night. Not just the kick, but having 4 penalties, I believe. 4 of the penalties came on special teams and really kills you for field position. Those types of things. Those are preventable mistakes that you need to take care of.
All right, Kling, it's National Taco Day. You got a spot in Kansas City you like or a type of taco that you enjoy the most?
Wow. I tend to be more burrito. I don't know why.
Not surprising.
Kind of. Why is that?
I don't know. You like the big burritos. You've always liked Chipotle for 20 years. I mean,
I was just like, well, that's not surprising.
No, I mean, you did go to Chipotle with B-Dub for the better part of 5 years.
Yeah. There is a place on Metcalf and 100 and it's right before 435. It's called El Fajón. Fantastic little place in a strip mall that doesn't look like it belongs there, but it's good because all the construction trucks pull up at noon, so you're in a good spot.
Like right before 435 in Metcalf. Okay, I'll have to go look for that one. I love the fact that you're telling us about this place, that you kept the Chinese restaurant a secret for years, and then it went out of business.
That's exactly why I thought of it, because I really like the place. I don't want to go under my favorite.
Yeah,
my walk and roll place that went out of business because I didn't tell anybody about it. Apparently,
that's
no
right.
doubt about it. Kling, we love you. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
You bet. That's Josh Klinger there for us. Coming up on the other side, we'll wrap this show, play some audio from last night's press conference to hear how down bad they were and how we can react with about 15 minutes left. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Park and Go are going to make your airport parking experience the greatest you have ever seen, the best you've ever witnessed, the best of all time. Yeah, Park and Go is awesome. I love making my reservation right after I make my flight reservation at bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app. That way, I know I've got my covered parking spot reserved all for me, and every spot at Park and Go is covered, so your car is always protected from the elements. I also prepay when I make my reservation. You get a lower rate and save money, and then it's all taken care of. Then on the day of my flight, I'll show up and I'll scan that reservation number, and the gate will open for me. They will direct me to the covered parking spot that they have reserved specifically for us. Get into that covered parking spot. Here comes the van right away to take me to the airport. There's no waiting at all. And when you get back, just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on that bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. I know how people are. You don't want to be stressed waiting for that bus after a long trip. Not with Park and Go. It's there for you. So join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
BetMGM is inviting you to charge the field this pro football season. Existing BetMGM customers can have a ball without having to sweat. Log into your account to get a pro football no sweat token. Apply the token to your next pro football bet. If you lose with the token attached, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets. That's right. With a no sweat token, you get your stake back in bonus bets if you don't win. There's nothing like a fresh set of downs. And that's just what BetMGM is offering if you don't win with a no-sweat token. Find your favorite matchup and be part of the action. Make this pro football season one for the ages. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Take advantage of the nice fall weather and schedule your consultation with the outdoor living specialists at Powell Exteriors KC so you can enjoy the weather in style and comfort. Imagine watching football on your new deck, protected from the elements, and you'll have the confidence of Powell Exterior KC's 10-year workmanship warranty, easy financing, and pay no interest until 2027. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com today and experience the power of KC's exterior experts.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula? No. Coffee? No.
So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone? Yes.
See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo? Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire home's value and stay put. TrueHold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt. And you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Yeah, I mean, they just got me with the coverage that they played. They had played zero kind of inside that 10-yard area in previous games, and they hadn't shown the poppers with the linebackers popping out when they were protected. And I think back to a game against Cincinnati early in the year that they hit Jamar Chase kind of on a slant route, and so I saw the look and I checked to the play with the in routes, having 3 ends, knowing that they're going to try to pass off the guys, and Juju was going to pop wide open, and he did. But the credit to, I mean, they schemed themselves, and they kind of looked over what they could do better, and he popped right underneath where I was throwing the ball. And so it was a great call by them defensively, and obviously a great play by Zero, getting the pick. And then I got to find a way to tackle him or slow him down after he gets the interception.
Look at Mahomes taking all the blame in the world for that, about not making the tackle there on that play, when he was one of the few that actually tried to make a tackle on that play. But he described that play perfectly. That was not coach speak. That was not cliche. That was what is it? Devin Lloyd? Devin Lloyd. That was the play that was designed. They did a better job than the Chiefs. Sometimes you just tip your cap to the other team. They're paid professionals. Their coaches are paid as well to go out there and do things, and they got the Chiefs. 11 guys are paid to kick your ass. He disguised that blitz, and not the blitz, but the coverage. I don't recall ever seeing anything like that was so good at disguising the coverage like he did. He got legitimately lost behind his defensive lineman and then all of a sudden popped back up. And as soon as he went in, Patrick threw that ball and he was there. That's great game planning on their part.
Throw it back old school. Pick your player to pop.
Yeah, right.
Here's Mahomes on blowing the lead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks. You know, you let a game slip away. Credit to them. They played hard. They played hard the entire game, and they got a lot of good football players. And they closed it out there at the end. And so it still sucks whenever you get a lead like that and you're not able to hold it through the rest of the game.
A lot of frustration in that voice. And the man of the hour.
I thought multiple times we had him. We just got to finish. We got to finish. We had multiple guys there that we just got to finish that play. It was a fluke play for him to be able to break that many tackles. But yeah, I think I put it on us as a defense. We got to finish. You know, we got to bring him down on that.
What play is he talking about?
Multiple plays.
No, honest to God, what play is he talking about? Because if he's talking about the last play,
the fluke play, the scramble, yeah.
He didn't break one tackle on that play. He just got up and ran in because you stopped.
He also said there was multiple of us watching, and I don't know if that was the case.
Can you play that? Can you play that again? Because if he's talking about the last play of the game,
I thought multiple times we had him. We just got to finish. We got to finish. We had multiple guys there that we just got to finish that play. It was a fluke play for him to be able to break that many tackles. But yeah, I think I put it on us as a defense. We got to finish. You know, we got to bring him down on that.
He was down. All he had to do was touch him.
This was Dayton Hughes, who joined the show earlier today, who does every Tuesday at 7:20 on this show on Chris Jones' effort on that play.
Chris basically took a play off. I don't know why he did that. I don't know what was going through his head, but I do know that if you're a leader, like, it's got to show. And the film don't lie. That's one thing that I always was told. The eye in the sky does not lie. And no matter what you say in the moments, the film tells the absolute truth, good and bad. And that's something that they're going to have to look at, because to me, for him to not give that effort, you put yourself in a position where you cannot be the yelling guy on the sideline to coaches. You cannot be the yelling guy and the rally guy until you right that wrong.
So Dayton Hughes with some good words there. If you want to end on a fun note, this is Taylor Swift talking about the song Wood last night on Jimmy Fallon's show.
And it really started out in a very innocent place. You know, it started out like, I don't know what happened, man.
We went off the rails.
I got in there, we started vibing, and I don't know. I don't know how we got here, but I love the song so much.
Oh, that was so precious. I love the song so much.
Kind of described.
She's so in love with him, man. It's awesome.
Kind of described the game last night. Started off innocent, and then I don't know where it went. Kind of went off the rails.
Duval. I mean, she's in a different era now. We were kind of talking about this after the weekend. Maybe you and I were talking about. My wife went and saw the movie, and she explained all the songs in the movie. That was not one of the explanations. They cleaned up the song for the movie that is out there right now. But I think Taylor has taken to her adult era now. She's no longer there for the high school kids, because I know my high school kids are like, Dad, what the hell was that? We don't need songs about Travis.
Yeah, earlier in the clip, which was a few minutes long, she talks about how it was supposed to be a song about superstitions, and you don't need to knock on getting around those, and then it led to being about Redwood.
I got Mahomes' balls in my hands. No doubt about it.
I saw a guy tweet over the weekend or Instagram or something like that, came across the social media. He's at the Redwood Forest and he goes visiting Travis Kelce. And I thought that was hysterical. Do you think they played that at the stadium last night? If I was Jacksonville, I would be.
I don't know. But all I can say is our show is done, which means we move on from the loss, and now we gear up for Detroit.
We got a big one, man.
That starts on Sunday night at 7:20. You'll get over about 11 o'clock, and there we go. So
they got to figure it out now, though. But I've got faith. I know we've cried and gave our feelings about this game, and it sucked. And this is the most pissed off I've been in the Patrick Mahomes era after a game. But I also say to myself, I've got trust in these guys to figure it out. Until they don't, I've got trust in them to figure it out, because they always have. And I'll continue to go back to the 1-5 team in 2015 when we were watching the Royals win the World Series and nobody was paying attention to the Chiefs, and they won 10 in a row. And they didn't have Patrick Mahomes. They had a very young Travis Kelce at that time. They didn't have Chris Jones on the team. Andy Reid was a very new head coach here in Kansas City. Alex Smith was still your quarterback and whatnot. So this team is more talented than that team that won 10 in a row. So that's why I'm still thinking to myself, we're okay. We can do this. We've got great leadership in place at the head coach position. Got great leadership in place at the quarterback position. We just got to get guys playing smarter. And I do think these are fixable things. These are not things that you have to say, well, we got to wait till the off season. Like if this is baseball and it's May and nobody could get that a bunt, I was told, well, they'll work on that in spring training. Well, that it's May. Like, this isn't stuff that you have to wait till spring training or training camp to work on. These are very fixable things. And with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, I would suspect these things get fixed pretty fast.
This comes from Jay Binkley. The Chiefs are now number 3 in the NFL in penalties. So much for the refs giving them all the calls. Hey, there's a lot of you out here that can take this message to heart. Go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, rest up. You got a big one coming up Sunday night. Coming up next, it's Cody and Gold and Drew from 10 until 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We're on to Detroit.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Nick Bolton, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be, with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best-dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or NewtonJames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence only at Newton James.
Shopping for a new Ford? Go where it's easy. Rob Sight Ford. Non-commissioned staff, huge trade-in values, and Kansas City's top-rated Ford dealer. Rob Sight Ford. ROBSIGHT.com.